At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to S&S Auto and Body Shop in Tonganoxie. S&S has been the area's premier auto collision repair center since 1972, working on all makes and models, glass replacement, bumper repair, fiberglass and plastic, color matching, and so much more. And they work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game and learn more at snsautoandbody.com or call 913-369-3193.
For a winning team, contact White Birch Properties, the real estate MVPs.
Shop local and save at Brothers Market in Tonganoxie, where we treat you like family. Brothers Market has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy fresh cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need. From apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Brothers Market, open daily. Learn more at shopbrothersmarket.com.
This is your home for the Chieftains. Tonganoxie Sports Live. Tonganoxie Sports Live is presented by Kansas Insurance, locally owned and operated. Kansas Insurance agents have years of industry experience. Learn more at kansasins.com.
Goal to go now. Again, left side. Chieftains have it working. Tanner Hand trying to stay on his feet. Back pedals in. Touchdown, Tonganoxie. This time, Talon's going to go play action. He's going to look for Todd Brown, trying to get behind a defender, and he does! Touchdown! Let's see what they want to do. Maslak, design keeper. Maslak cuts it into the end zone. Wow. Get in there, freshman, on senior night. Trying to go direct snap to Sylvie. Looking to pass. Puts it in the end zone. Intercepted. Elijah Holtel seals it for the Chieftains.
This is Chieftain Football on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
Already halfway through the regular season in 2025 as we arrive in Bonner Springs, Kansas. Our Week 5 matchup between the Tonganoxie Chieftains sitting at 3-1 against the Bonner Springs Braves at 0-4. Dylan Funk alongside Dennis Dridden here. As always, Chieftain Football tonight is presented by Kansas Insurance. They believe in taking time to issue personal care and attention to each individual client. To see how Kansas Insurance can help you protect what matters most, call 913-369-6600 as we cruise along into the S&S Body pregame show. Get your ride back in the game today. Learn more at snsautoandbody.com. On top of the press box here tonight, Denny, once that sun goes behind that tree line here in about 25-30 minutes, we're going to have a beautiful night of football up here. Should be a great game. Chieftains going to be looking for their third win in a row.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous night. Again, we've been blessed with some good weather, and the vantage point up here is pretty nice, partner. We're talking about the setups, and this is As long as the weather cooperates, this is really a pretty nice venue to set up on.
No doubt about it, as was Paola last week. That's where we saw this team last week. Win on the road 14-0. It was a fairly, I feel like you win by 2 scores. It's kind of weird to say it's a low-scoring game, but I feel like in the modern air raid era of football we're in, a 14-0 game, that is kind of like an old 7-0 game back in the day. But the Chieftains got it done. The offense, they were still plagued by some penalties, had some mistakes and miscues at time, but we need to start talking about this defense. They sealed the game last week, big part of getting 4 turnovers. Chieftains +4 in the turnover margin.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to beat if you can get the ball turned over 4 times in your favor. You're probably going to win that football game.
That's exactly what happened for the Chieftains. They did it shorthanded as well. They were without Elijah Holthouse. They still will be tonight. More on that in a little bit. But a lot of guys, they really stepped up, and it was Roman Holthouse. They kept it in the family. Exit Elijah. Hope to see you soon, get healthy, young dog. And we see Roman, and he had a sack on his first third down rush of the game. I mean, he was untouched, got a sack. He was in the backfield other times too. Tackle for losses, QB pressure, QB hits, and now they're going to be coming into tonight, this Chieftain squad. They take on a Bonner Springs team that is still looking for their first win. They lost to Lewisburg last week, 21-0, and you're going to hear us bring up the game trap game a lot because Bonner, it is no secret, they are not a really great football team right now. They are struggling. They are trying to work on kind of getting the developmental up and running, getting this underclassmen group ready to have success within years from now. But there's still a good core group of senior guys that got a lot of playing time last year. They're still around, so this isn't going to be a rollover game by any means. But definitely don't want to be looking ahead to the 8 Mile Showdown next week and let the Braves come up and get you tonight. Yeah,
that's just what I was going to say, partner. This could be a trap game because Chieftains may be looking ahead, like you said, to that showdown with Baser Lynn.
Didn't mean to cut you off there, Denny. But, yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. Like you mentioned, you don't want to be looking ahead and you don't want to have a mistake tonight. And this is a good time to get out there. If there's – I think priority number 1, it's got to be the penalties. You got to clean up on the penalties.
Yeah,
that starts tonight. If you have a cleaner game tonight, go into next week a little bit more focused on that. But they're going to be looking to be doing a lot more. Again, they're looking for their 3rd straight win on the season. We'll see if they can do it when we return here in the S&S Body pregame show. When we're back, we'll look at our Wizard of Paws area matchups coming up next year on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
Does your roof have possible storm damage? Looking to get solar panels? Or is it just simply time to get it inspected? That's where Balmer Roofing and Solar come into play. Balmer Roofing has a combined 40 years of experience with JAF Master Elite and Emerald Pro contractors. The Balmer family and their team are ready to give your house a brand new roof or solar panels at an affordable cost with a 50-year warranty. Life has mishaps and they want nothing but your customer satisfaction. Let them prove why so many of your neighbors choose Balmer for their roofing projects. To schedule a free inspection, call 913-845-5252 or visit them online at balmerroofing.com.
Your one stop for beauty and relaxation. That's the Beauty Bar, Salon, and Spa in downtown Tonganoxie, offering services for men's and women's haircuts, facial waxing, tanning, makeup, bridal services, and more. Their team is dedicated to providing a memorable experience for each guest. From vibrant styles and colors to soothing massages, they have everything you need to look and feel amazing. To make an appointment, call 913-347-2957 or visit them at 414 East 4th Street in Tonganoxie.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community, where friends are found down every street. That's where you'll find us, taking time to get to know you, calling you by name, generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Tex Vandervoort in Tonganoxie today.
First State Bank & Trust is with you wherever you are with complete online banking. Cheering on the Chieftains once again? Why not pay your bills online? Waiting on your kiddos to get out of school? Seems like a good time to make a transfer. Or how about making a deposit from here? Back in the gym for another night? Why not get an e-statement while you cheer on Tongi? And of course, at First State Bank & Trust, you can always bank from right here. Come on in and see us and get your very own Chieftain card. To learn more about all the great ways to bank with First State Bank & Trust, go to firststateks.com.
Are you ready for a mouth-watering journey down memory lane? Introducing Flashbacks. Start your day off right with our fluffy pancakes, omelets, or a cinnamon roll. For lunch, sink your teeth into our juicy made-to-order burgers, Philly cheese, and more. Flashbacks' friendly staff and welcoming atmosphere make every visit a delight, and their menu is filled with comfort food that will give you those warm, delicious flashbacks. Visit them today in downtown Tonganoxie, open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Has your furnace left you out in the cold? Pipes plugged? Are you underwater with your water heater? If so, you'll be glad you called Ladd. Ladd Service Company in Tonganoxie has been your heating, cooling, and plumbing specialist since 1986. Ladd is your dealer for top quality brands like York, Aprilaire, and Wolverine Brass. Plus, they maintain and service all other brands. Schedule your appointment by calling 913-369-3509. Visit laddserviceco.com to see why you'll be glad you called Ladd.
Welcome back to your S&S Body pregame show. Briefly, we will go and take a look here at our Week 5 area matchups presented by Wizard of Paws, Tonganoxie's family-owned pet grooming salon with a combined 48 years of experience. Schedule your pet's appointment today at wizardofpawstongi.com. Week 5 action around the area, halfway mark of the high school football season here in Kansas. We start at the top, the Atchison Phoenix. They were the 1 seeds in 4A East, having a pretty good season so far, looking to be another top seed. They host Washington and the Wildcats. I don't know if you know, Denny, Washington in Class 5A, off to a 4-0 start. The Washington Wildcats, the little bit of the 5A surprise here on the east side early here in Kansas. In the UKC, Seaman at Lansing and Topeka West is at Baser Linwood. The one final test for the Bobcats before they travel down to Beatty Field in a week for the 8-mile showdown. Piper Pirates at the Leavenworth Pioneers. A little further down south, Fort Scott on the road at Labette County. And the Grizzlies, another surprise team in Class 4A. The Labette County Grizzlies had some pretty impressive wins a couple weeks ago against Pittsburgh, the Purple Dragons, a big 5A matchup for them. They get the win, and they're looking for one of those top 4 seeds come November. Bishop Miege at St. Thomas Aquinas, always a great matchup when those two get together. And then other action in 4A way down south, Chanute hosting the Bulldogs of Independence. Here in the Frontier League, Baldwin on the road at Silver Lake. The Bulldogs are going to go from their last home game until the next one. It's a month span, 4 straight games on the road. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I haven't.
I had not either. But they're in the middle of the 3rd straight game on the road. They got one more next week, and then they'll be back home for the final 2 games. They're at Silver Lake tonight. Ottawa at Spring Hill. What a matchup this could be here. Both teams losing in the past 2 weeks combined to Eudora, who currently sits up top of the Frontier League. They are on the road at Lewisburg looking for their 4th straight win. Red hot, flying high are the Cardinals, Denny.
Boy, no question about it. You know, at the beginning of the year, we really thought it was going to be a race between Ottawa and Spring Hill. But, man, I'm telling you what, the Cardinals have reared their head and said, hey, wait a minute, what about us?
They are an old-school football team led by Coach Drew Steffen. They get up there, they run the football down your throat. They say, here's where we're coming, try to stop it. That's what they do in Eudora. We'll see them in a couple of weeks. Other action wrapping up, Paola down south at Pittsburgh off the loss last week to the Chieftains, looking to get back in the win column against the Purple Dragons. And, of course, our matchup here, Tonganoxie and Bonner Springs. In our area matchups here in Week 5 presented by Wizard of Paws. We'll come back and we will go back to last week. The Tonganoxie Public Library last game recap and analysis is on deck.
More toppings, more taste, more value. Gambino's Pizza. You're gonna love it. Taste mouth-watering flavors in our new chicken bacon ranch pizza. Bring a crowd to feast on our 11 toppings mobster pizza. Pizzas with quality meats and a 100% real cheese, like our triple tasty seasoned sausage cravers pizza. Try favorites like pastas, calzones, sandwiches, appetizers, salads, and desserts. More toppings, more taste, more value. Gambino's Pizza. You're gonna love it.
For projects big or small, Southern Star asks you to always call 811 before you dig. It's free, easy, and keeps our community safe. After calling 811, a professional will use paint or flags to mark buried utility lines within a few days. And calling 811 is the law. Hitting underground lines can disrupt utility service and cause serious injury. Safety is in your hands. Every dig, every time.
Hey, you ready to go to my mom's?
Well, I can't go today. I have to mow. It's probably going to take all day.
Well, that's too bad. Don't work too hard.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, studying animal science or learning about farm and ranch management. Maybe you belong here as part of Hounds Hoops on the hardwood. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
The same look and location of a classic drugstore with the services and supplies of a modern pharmacy. That's what you'll find at the Downtown Drug Store in Tonganoxie. Of course, Downtown Drug is the local choice for your prescriptions and health needs, but did you know they have the best selection of Tonganoxie Pride and Chieftain Game Day gear in town? And a whole lot more. Cards, gifts, home decor, and even the best way to satisfy that sweet tooth. The Downtown Drug Store. Call 913-369-3800 or visit them online at thedowntowndrugstore.com.
Welcome back here again. It is time to take a look at the last week's game recap and analysis brought to you by the Tonganoxie Public Library. Why pay for downloadable audio books when you can stream them for free with a Tonganoxie library card? Download the Libby app or visit the library's website to learn more. Frontier League action. Chieftains and Panthers. Here's the first third down in the game. Roman Holthaus literally untouched on that right side of the defensive line. There's his first varsity sack. Chieftains would get the ball at midfield. Bodie Maslak, he's going to take off, get it himself. 20-plus yards with his feet. Sets him up right near the red zone. A few plays later, they would call his name again. Bodie on the right side from 3 yards out. That would get the Chieftains on the board. 3 and out. Touchdown. Couldn't ask for a better start to this game.
All right.
Panthers looking to respond. Sasha Pichneko down the field. It was a career passing game for Mason Stein. He finds his man there. Panthers near midfield. Handoff here to Bodie Shea, and he puts it on the ground, a fumble. That would be one of 4 turnovers that Chieftains defense and special teams would collect on the night. Chieftains would take it into the second quarter. First play, 4th and 3. He gets 2, but he's driven backwards and not going to get that extra yard. That's a big stop there for the Panthers. Keeps him in the ball game. Stein bobbling the snap here, able to collect, throws. Pichneko again, working through some arm tackles. He takes it to the 25. Paola under 6.5 till half. Stein wants a shot to the end zone. Don't throw there. That's Kason Lindsay. His first varsity interception of the season. He returns it out, gets knocked out of bounds. Big takeaway there for the Chieftain defense. However, another big stop for the Panther defense. Get pressure on Bodie as he throws it away. And now Paola, another drive. This was 10-plus plays they went on this drive, Denny. Another shot to the end zone, trying to tie it a half. And again, number 2 for number 4. Keeson Lindsay would get it once more. Chieftains would take a knee, and they would take a touchdown lead into halftime. Crazy to start the second half as Brady Martin would take the opening kickoff return. He finds a crease there on the left side, takes it past midfield. Great starting field position once again for the Chieftains. They would again march down the field. And Paxton Summers, he says, I want to get my first varsity touchdown. He gets it right there from 5 yards, stretching it out on the far gap on the left side. Ensuing kickoff for the Chieftains. Panthers down 2 scores. Tried to do a little end around here. It does not work. Chieftains are ready for it. Big hit, and the ball was put down. It took the officials a couple minutes to say that it was officially a turnover. There's another one taken away for the Chieftain special teams. Here's a little end-around handoff. Jacob Marin's on the jet sweep. Strong running inside the 5. Penalties would back the Chieftains up. Here's a 23-yard attempt from Cody Lobb, and it goes no good. The snap was not great, and he hooks it wide left. So 14-0 it stays. Panthers knocking on the door once more. They go for it here, 4th and 19. Penalties were a problem for both teams. Another drive where it forced Paola back. Weren't able to convert there on that 4th and 19. Now the Chieftains just trying to march it down the field. Here's a nice pass, finding Kipton harder. Does Bodie This is a play. You and I were rendered speechless on this. Somehow, I mean, we're talking about it. It's a loss of 2 or 3. Instead, it's a gain of 9, close to all the yards. I mean, somehow, let me just take that. 2 Panther jerseys in the area, and there's Bodie going up the middle. Houdini. Although penalties, again, Chieftains got inside the 5, weren't able to do anything with it. 4th and 30, they punt it. But that's the beauty of a punt, Denny. Offense, defense, and special teams, all 3 phases. They pinned the Panthers at the 1-yard line. They need a 99-yard scoring drive to stay in the game. A minute and a half. He throws down the line. Blake Cosso in for the injured Mason Stein, and they would go 98 yards, but no further. Chieftains get the stop a couple of kneel downs later. That would wrap up the 14-0 Chieftain victory as they get it there on the road at Paola. And that was the last week's game recap and analysis brought to you by the Tonganoxie Public Library. We are about 11 and a half minutes away from opening kickoff in this one. We will step aside and more coverage of Chieftain football. We'll be back when we return on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
The Tonganoxie Recreation Commission is committed to creating community through parks, people, and programs. And now, with their all-new activity center, the Tonganoxie Rec Commission can do even more. Tongi Rec understands the benefits reaped through recreation are endless. Tongi Rec has a long list of classes, activities, and programs for the young and young at heart. For program pricing and schedules, call 913-845-3502. Visit them at the all-new activity center at the Tonganoxie High West campus or go to tongirec.org.
Tonganoxie is the ideal location to start a business. That's why the Tonganoxie Business Association has strived towards a common goal of adding value to businesses and the community since 2015. They assist in providing improved services for customers and visitors, encouraging and enhancing businesses, and preserving historical and cultural assets. Follow them on Instagram for the latest and upcoming event information and become a member today by visiting their website, tonganoxiebusinessassociation.com. Proud supporters of Chieftain Athletics.
Family owned and operated Wizard of Paws is a 5th-generation business located in the heart of downtown Tonganoxie. The professionally trained staff takes pride in making every dog and cat look its best, whether it be a breed-specific trim or an adorable cute pet trim. Plus, their facility offers amenities and space that are doggone amazing. Call Wizard of Paws to make your appointment at 913-416-0255 or visit them at 406 East 4th Street in Tonganoxie. Learn more at wizardofpawstongi.com.
Midwest Chiropractic Center is a friendly and caring clinic providing comprehensive care for your chiropractic, rehabilitative, and fitness needs. Upon entering one of our offices, you are treated like family. The staff cares about your health, and their approach to care proves it. With 3 locations in Tonganoxie, Lansing, and Bonner Springs, plus some Saturday hours, Midwest Chiropractic Center is dedicated to offering affordable, gentle chiropractic care. Midwest Chiropractic Center, getting you back to active.
Families and business owners have trusted Mutual Savings Association for over 100 years. They offer checking accounts, online banking, personal and business loans, investment planning, insurance and retirement plans, and so much more. Their team specializes in creating a financial plan that is tailor-made to your needs to help you achieve your financial goals. Visit one of their 6 nearby locations, including downtown Tonganoxie, or visit their website, msa.bank.com, to learn more. Member FDIC.
Your home for live, local sports. Varsity Sports Live delivers professional level coverage with high quality video and broadcasters that know your schools and community.
Touchdown, Tonganoxie!
With the support of local businesses, you never pay to watch varsity sports. Live, local, free high school sports coverage. That's Varsity Sports Live.
Grass gets it away. Moore's down the middle. And he makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans!
Keep up with the action at varsitysportslive.com. Live, local, free high school sports.
Well, let's not. We already just went over the game recap there, and we're still in the SNS Body pregame show. Dylan Funk and Dennis Dridden here live from Bonner Springs High School as we are just under 8 minutes to go until we get this one started. It's now time to take a look at our player spotlights tonight, presented by Brothers Market, where they treat you like family. And, Denny, I'll give you a couple of mine. So obviously for the Chieftains, I'm going to be looking again at Roman Holthaus. We knew last week the status of Elijah. It was kind of questionable going into that Friday night. We figured it would be Roman that would get those reps. It was Roman that got those reps, and he looked mighty impressive last week against Paola. And he's coming into a game tonight where he's going to be facing, I think it's going to be a little bit of a weaker offensive line for Bonner in the aspect of pass protection. The Braves are going to come out looking to run the ball. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. But when there's a chance when this Chieftain defense gets the Braves at 3rd and long or behind the sticks like they have so many times this year, I think it's going to be a great opportunity for him to come off the edge. And I think we could see him get another sack or two or maybe wreak more havoc with just tackle for losses and just pressures in general.
Yeah, he does a great job off the edge, and he's a lot to handle. I'm telling you what, he's really filled in his brother's shoes big time. So, and another shout out to Paxton Summers, who's made the most of his opportunities.
Talk about it,
with the Chieftains, because we're calling his name almost every game, multiple times. So he's making the most of it. So that's what you want here. It's the next man up mentality.
Yeah, he's starting to become more and more of a factor on the offensive side. He just got his first rushing touchdown, 5-yard rushing touchdown last week, and he'll continue. I'm sure he'll continue to get more carries as we see Blake Riedel kind of be the bell cow, the running back one, and then put Paxton Summers in there and filling in at linebacker too. I mean, you got your linebackers of Riedel, Owen. My goodness. Want to make sure I get the name right. Owen Robbins. That's what I was trying to say. Owen Robbins, number 57. He's had a great year so far. And now Paxton Summers. I mean, it's all of a sudden that front 7 of the Chieftains. Like I said last week, probably arguably one of the best in the Frontier League. And if they put up another great performance here tonight, they're going to continue to get on people's radar. As for the Braves, again, this is a team that in a little bit of a down year, they're 0-4, still looking for that first win. This is not going to be a rollover game, however. They're going to come out here. They're going to try to fight hard. It's a good crowd on hand. They're enjoying the beautiful weather here at Bonner Springs High School. And I'm going to be looking at Dalton Caldwell. He's a guy that plays both ways, a tremendous athlete. You and I are familiar with him over from the basketball court. Really athletic dude. Has 2 interceptions on the year for Bonner. More of a defensive threat than an offensive threat, but they still have Leonard Fungasha, who can run the ball just as well as anybody. They still have James McConico, who I know back in your day when you were going to high school here at Bonner, you went to school with the McConicos, and it sounds like it's a very athletic, talented family. So expect James to make some plays here tonight as well.
Yeah, a shout out to Steve McConico. He was an all-state running back and wrestler for the Braves back in the day.
Well, James is another great player from that family as well. Again, our Brothers Market Player Spotlight tonight presented, again, by Brothers Market. Let's take a look here. Just waiting for the Chieftains to take the field. We'll take a look here at the starting lineup tonight presented by Crookham Construction, performing a wide variety of concrete construction and special project services throughout the area. They're hardworking people with small-town family values. Find more information at crookhamconstruction.com. And, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right. Outside of swapping in a couple of pieces for injuries, officially Roman Holthaus in that starting defensive edge spot. You'll also see him drop back. He'll play some outside linebacker too tonight. He's a very versatile athlete. Looking at the roster as a freshman, they got him listed 6'1", 185 pounds as a freshman. That is
as a freshman.
You would think, just reading off those numbers, you might be thinking, oh, junior, senior perhaps? No, freshman. So they use his athletic ability all over the field, just like many of these other guys here on this starting lineup graphic. And Bodie at quarterback, Riedel running back, Marin's in the middle of a great senior campaign for him. Leading receiver for the Chieftains, Landon Ruff, Kipton Harder, rounding out the way as well. Brady Martin, he's going to kind of get more of those tight end reps. You'll see maybe Hunter Neihart slip in there a couple times based off of some practice film I've been able to see. Might even see Roman step in there as well. So many different tight ends you'll see tonight to go out there and block and then go out into the pattern and maybe bring in a pass or two. Outside of that, everybody is pretty much the same as we are just about ready to get this one started here. Again, our starting lineups tonight presented by Crookham Construction. As teams are meeting at midfield right now, get a reminder that you have been watching the SNS Body pregame show on Tonganoxie Sports Live. As we are just about ready to get this one started. Take a quick look here, the grounded weather report tonight presented by Grounded Coffee House. Great coffee with an even greater cause. Follow them on Facebook and check out their website, groundedcoffeehouse.Tonganoxie.org. 83 degrees here at kickoff. We're in the shade now. It doesn't necessarily feel like 83. It's going to be a beautiful night for football. It was a little warmer today. Temps, I think, might have reached 90, 91 at a high in Bonner Springs, but outside of that, the sun is behind the trees. We are in the shade.
And it's very pleasant.
It is very, very pleasant. Just 52% humidity. Wind, it's said, at 8 miles per hour, but it's at a standstill right now.
The flags are limp.
It's just a little light breeze, nothing more than that. So waiting the results here from the opening coin toss. Expect whoever gets it's going to defer their option, kick it away, and get it to open in the second half. Looks like John Golba, Jacob Marins, Brady Martin, the captains out there tonight for the Chieftains. Excuse me, in the middle, not Marins, that is Baron Dorn, number 3. Number 8. When the jersey gets scrunched up, it can get a little more difficult to read, but those were your captains out there for the Chieftains. It looks like the Braves have won the toss, and they will defer their option. So it is the Chieftain offense that we will see out on the field here first inning.
Yeah. Well, and, keep things going as they are or have been, but clean up those penalties. If I'm not mistaken, partner, correct me if I'm wrong, double-digit penalties the last 2 games and maybe 3.
24 combined in the past 2 games.
Yeah, that's way
13
too many.
against Lansing, 11 last week against Payola.
Yeah, way too many.
That's your big. Any other keys of the game tonight?
Well,
you can think of?
I think that the Chieftains should be okay if they can limit the penalties that extend drives for their opponents or kill drives for them. That's the main thing. I think they can control this game pretty easily, or should be able to. You never know on a Friday night what can happen.
That's why you come out here. This is why you play the game. You can't just automatically call it in and say, we're just going to call in a 21, 28-point win. You got to go out there and earn it. And that's what this Braves team is going to do tonight. Make no mistake about it. So we'll see the offense out first for the Chieftains as they will look to get on the board first. Again, First Security Bank, keys to the game, proud supporters of Chieftain Athletics. It is a matchup between Bonner Springs and Tonganoxie. It's been happening for the better part of the last century. The next chapter is going to be written here tonight. Jacob Marins and Kipton Harder will be back to return for Tongi. Another beautiful Friday night here on Tonganoxie Sports Live. Where else would you want to be than in Bonner Springs, Kansas for the Chieftains and the Braves, as we're just awaiting the final green light. Whistles blow. Gonna put a boot into it, and here we go. From Bonner Springs High School, return pending at the 10-yard line. Following his blockers from the left, 30, 35, trying to angle out, will be wrapped up. Good starting field position for the Chieftains on the return from Jacob Marins. And Bodie Maslak will come out to lead this offense. Bodie completing 57% of his passes this season, 646 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, along with 233 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns. Not too bad for your first half full season starting at the varsity level.
Yeah, no question. He's a talent.
Martin at tight end in motion as Maslak will roll out and he will hit his man. He was wrapped up, able to bring the catch in before he is taken out of bounds after crossing the 40. Jacob Marins, I mentioned the leading receiver of this Chieftains squad. He gets 5.
Yeah, nice play on first down by the Chieftains.
And Bodie will find Marins out there more than anybody. 19 receptions on the season so far for Marins. Only one behind him is Kipton Harder at 5. As they go on the ground this time, and Bonner keyed in on it. This is going to be a loss for the Chieftains. They're going to go backwards 3 yards.
Yeah, that's well defended by the Braves right there.
As we can try to take a peek in here and see the Braves at front line, Denny, here on the instant replay. Look at us.
Isn't that awesome?
The Braves were able to read that, though. They got into the backfield and nowhere to go for Blake Riedel. He goes backwards. Loss of 3. 3rd and 8 for the Chieftains.
Almost looked like a run blitz.
What will they dial up here? Pass rolling out. Pressured from behind. Mazlak now throws towards the sideline, and it is incomplete. Hot on his heels the entire way was Devin Fleischer, the 6'3", 235-pound senior. And the punting unit will appear to come on for the Chieftains, and the Braves defense will force the 3 and out.
Good start for the Braves.
No doubt. And Mazlak also moonlights as the punter for the Chieftain squad. McConico back to return for the Braves. Bodie had a great punt last week, pinned the Panthers inside the 1. This one will take a good Chieftain bounce and finally goes out of bounds. It looks like
inside
at the 23-yard line. Yep. Mm-hmm. And that is where we will see this Brave offense come out on the field. Again, looking for their first win this year. They're 0-4 off a 1-8 season last year, also going winless in the league at 0-6. Led by fourth-year head coach Byron Mays, a 4-27 overall record. Not the best by any means. They do return a couple of key pieces. We've mentioned Dalton Caldwell, Leonard Fugasha, Kane Smith, the other one that we will call tonight. He is going to start in the backfield. The starting running back, and there you got Kane Smith and Leonard Fugasha, looks like. So it looks like Smith might be taking over some starting quarterback roles. Last week it was Martin Guerra against Lewisburg, where the Wildcats won 21-0. And it looks like a quarterback change, at least here for this opening. No, Guerra's still out there. He's just going to go under. I didn't quite see him out there behind this tall offensive lineman. So, okay, everything is in order now. Looks like the Braves will start under center as the officials getting a couple of things in order here, looks like. And now looks like we're ready to go. 1st and 10. They did end up marking the ball at the 25. I thought maybe it bounced out and they were going to put it at the 22, 23, but they put the nose of the football at the 25-yard line. And maybe that is what they continue to talk about here, as they're going to get together again right at the football.
It sure looked like it went out about the 23 to me. Now they're going to leave it alone.
So, okay, here we go now. Guerra, the signal caller. 6'2", 165-pound junior. He will come under center. 3-point stance with a tailback in the backfield. Kane Smith, the man in motion, to hand it up the gut. And we'll pick up a couple of yards here, will Kane Smith.
About closer to 4.
Exactly what they give him. 4 yards there. 2nd and 6 coming up here. And this is what, the Braves last week, 21-0. Believe it, Denny, that was their closest game that they have had in the Frontier League. Got to go back to like 2022 since they last lost by 3 scores or less. That was in a game against Ottawa. They lost by a touchdown, but part of the success they had last week against Lewisburg is they were able to chew the clock up. Time of possession, they opened the game up with like a 7.5-minute possession. Ended up being staled out by a fumbled snap, as here's a handoff on the end around and puts him in a blender. That's Prince David Donnell as he works it up the field. And just like that, Braves are able to move the chains.
That was well blocked by the Braves. That was wide open on the left side there.
Back-to-back run plays already. 1st down in the books here for the Braves. 1st and 10 still at their own 44, close to midfield. Up the middle again, Paxton Summers and Owen Robbins to help bring down the ball carrier again, Kane Smith. He's the bell cow for the Braves, and he's a big body guy too, Denny, whereas the game goes along and the more and more you got to tackle that guy, the less your body kind of says no, but your mind will make you do it anyways. He's a load to bring down. Big, strong man out of the backfield. As they give him a gain of 3 that time. 7 yards on 2 carries thus far for Kane Smith. 2-by-1 receiver set here. McConico out wide at the top of your screen. He's the leading receiver for Bonner. Guerra with the snap, speed option. He's going to go ahead and keep it on that right side. Coming out of nowhere.
Nice hit right there.
Believe kipped in harder over there on that far side, and he was the one to wrap him up and bring him down. It's it's still going to be a 3rd and medium coming up here, but a nice play made out there on the far side on the speed option.
Yeah, Kipton put a big hit on quarterback there.
They just came in there, boom, right there at midfield, was able to meet him. Nice play.
Big 3rd down here for both teams.
First 3rd down of the night for the Braves. They fake the toss out. It's taken.
Oh,
John Golba takes it right out of the hands. Have you seen a play like that before?
Wow. He was back there for the handoff.
Oh, my goodness.
And another takeaway by the Chieftains.
What a week it is to have instant replay, Denny. Look at this.
Yes.
He just took the handoff.
Yes, he did.
What a play. What athleticism. John Golba, the man in the middle for the Chieftains. Nice play, young man.
I think it's important for the Chieftains to make a statement here.
On the ground, Riedel, plenty of more room for him. Weaving his way through, and he's got the first down and a yard more.
Too bad Golba couldn't get that touchdown.
That is going to be – that is awesome to see there. Big senior, 5'7", 218 pounds, and he put every bit of speed he had into it, as we'll have a timeout here, just getting the chains caught up. Chieftains 5 turnovers in the last 5 quarters they've played. Not even that, about last 4.5. Strong running again. Riedel staying on his feet. Blake Riedel inside the 5, just shy of the goal line.
He does not go down with first contact.
Let's see if we can maybe get another look. I think they're going to get lined up too fast for us to go to the replay. Strong running again, though, from Riedel.
I hope they give it to Riedel here. He's earned it.
Let him cap it off.
Yep.
Maslak calls middle, pulls it away as Riedel was smoked, and Maslak will get close.
Yeah, right on the goal line.
Now let's take a look at that last run from Riedel, just not wanting to go down on initial contact. What a run it was. And we have a Brave down on the field. So I think they're going to say Maslak. I don't know if they're going to, if they gave him a gain or maybe if he just got one. I think he might have just gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Riedel was smoked. It looked like another design blitz again from Bonner. I think Fleischer got back there again, knocked Riedel off his tracks, and they will tend to the injured Brave out on the field. And Denny, it is time to take a look at our History 101 presented by Kansas City, Kansas Community College. Check out how college can help you today at kckcc.edu. 55th all-time meeting taking place tonight between the Braves and the Chieftains. Bonner with the all-time lead, 28, 23, and 3. Those 3 ties back in 1916, 1955, and 1961. All those before you were even in high school. One of those before you were even born.
Yes.
But I'm trying to help make you feel younger here.
Yeah.
If you can't tell the difference here.
I remember the one in 61.
First matchup was all the way back in 1912. It was a 59-0 win for the Braves. They called it in the record books against the Tonganoxie Seconds. So I don't know if that was the JV team that they played or what exactly it was, but a 59-0 win nonetheless. Chieftains have won the last 7 matchups, and if they get a win tonight, it will give Tongi the longest win streak for either team in the entire series history. Nobody has won more than 7 games in a row. The Braves did it once, 7 games from 1973 to 1979. You just missed out on that winning streak there, graduating in class of 70.
I was part of that in 71.
But from 73 to 79, that was the 7-game winning streak.
7-game winning streak.
You did play Tongi back in your day, though, right?
No, we didn't.
Never
play
did. Okay. Well.
No, we never played Tongi.
Okay. Again, History 101, presented by Kansas City, Kansas Community College.
Back in those days, we were in Bonner was in the East EKL, the Eastern Kansas League.
Tonganoxie in the Pioneer League. Here's a handoff on the right side. He tried to make a cut, had a lane, and he slipped.
Couldn't have been able to make that cut.
And back-to-back, no gains here for the Chieftains. Going to bring up 3rd and goal at the 2. So you'll see here, he had a lane, just...
I think they're on the 3-yard line, looks like.
Had that like tried to cut it in there, just the cleats not quite catching into the turf. Third and goal, speed out on the right side, and Bodie is in. Touchdown, Chieftains.
Yeah, that's what you want to do if you get a turnover like that. You want to make it hurt.
Nicely done there for Bodie. Gets the Chieftains on the board here. Extra point pending. Cody Lobb, 8 for 10 this season on extra points. Kipton Harder on the hold for the Chieftains. 5:42 mark in the opening quarter. Looking to make it a 7-0 ball game. Good snap, good hold. Pressure off the edge, but Lobb swings it. It is up and it is good. And Tongi going 3 and out. They get that takeaway from John Golba on the handoff, if you will. Blake Riedel does the rest, sets him up inside the 5. Bodie Maslak able to punch it in. His 6th rushing touchdown gives the Chieftains 7.
Charlie was born at LMH. We had a great team of nurses. Not only did they check in on us regularly, they always asked if we had questions, always made sure that we understood what was going on. I cannot say enough wonderful things about the labor and delivery, family birthing, and mother baby care team at LMH Health. We had to put our entire trust into their hands, and just everyone was so friendly and so supportive.
A 7-0 ball game. Chieftains punch it in from 3 yards out as they cap off the 5-play scoring drive off the strip takeaway from John Golba. It was a handoff that was just to him, and he ran it up the field. Again, implementing our new instant replay system tonight, and could not ask for a better play to get an instant replay on than that.
No question. Well, it's just a heroic shoestring tackle by the quarterback to save that from being a strip for 6.
Lobb boots it away inside the 20, out to the 25, angling in the middle at the 30. David Donnell will be stopped there, and the Braves will come out and respond. So, Braves had it on that opening drive. They were getting some positive movement, making some things happen, and then just John Golba blowing things up the middle. He gets the strip. Now it's about how will they come out here and respond, because this is a point in this game where if you don't do anything, Chieftains get the ball back. If they score again, all of a sudden, you could see the Chieftains start to get into that just kind of pattern they do and can really put a route on. So defense will be looking to make another stop here. Continue to keep Tongi in control. Jordan Helm lined off on the near side edge for the Chieftains. Roman Holthouse at outside linebacker position. Like we mentioned, it's a handoff. And Kane Smith will be upended by Brady Martin, but not before he picks up 5 or 6. Caught 7 yards there.
He looks like he runs with a low center of gravity.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of power.
Braves, usually they like it at about a close to a 70-30 ratio if they have it their way. Obviously, when they've been behind in these games, they've had to pass a lot more, but this is what they like to do. Get to the line like Kane Smith and Leonard Fugasha, Prince David Donnell. He makes a cut here. He's got the first down for the Braves. But they like the rushing attack, so they're going to try to stick with it here as long as it's a one-possession game. It is also worth noting, too, we said that last week against Paola, and Mason Stein came out. He had himself a career night through the air. He got injured on the final drive. Blake Koslow had to come in, but that passing defense of the Chieftains definitely were challenged last week, and they were able to make the stops when they needed them to.
Yeah, they'll really be challenged next week with the Bobcats coming in.
First and 10 off the fresh set of downs, picked up on the last carry from David Donnell in the end around. They go back to Smith. He was wrapped up and brought down. Brendan Rhodes, the first one there, as he'll hold him to 2. 2nd and 8 coming up here. It was mostly the rushing attack. Guerra was a lot more involved with his legs last week against Lewisburg. We saw him really take it for one true run on a speed option. He got hit hard at midfield, and the turnover for the Chieftains came a play later. Kane Smith, Leonard Fugasha, will get him involved as this game goes along, too. He's lined up in the three-point stance in the backfield. They pitch it to him on the end around. Fugasha trying to make a couple men miss, and he's not going to. Owen Robbins is there, as is Brady Martin, who got there first and holds him to no gain.
That play was read well by the Chieftains, and they rallied to the ball.
And even more, Paola, we seen them kind of roll that option look last week. Braves kind of doing the same thing here. Even more crucial to be assignment sound. If everyone bites on that initial first fake and the pitch out there to Fugasha, it could be a first down and more, but everybody assignment sound knowing he's in motion, I'm going to get him. That's what Martin and Robbins were saying, and they were able to do it. And everyone else took care of their assignments. Whoever was in charge of Kane Smith, they were there for him too. So no gain officially, 3rd down and 7. The Braves had the turnover on their last 3rd down. Let's see what they do here is early movement. Did a timeout come in first? Because I did not see a penalty flag fly in the air, as there definitely should be.
What does that mean? I don't know what that was all about, partner.
Something with the play clock, I believe. Well, they got one in at 22 and the other in at 42. So I think they might have made an adjustment, moving it up a little bit. On the end around on the jet sweep. Chieftains again are there and not going to let him get very far.
That's that play that went for about 15 the last time they ran it. Read well that time by the Chieftains. Let's see if the Braves are going to go for it here at midfield. 4th and 4.
Good job. Chieftain defense. Yep. Everybody staying home. And they are going to force the Braves to punt here. 4th and 5. Martin will go back to return this one for the Chieftains as Guerra will put a boot into it, and it will roll. And Chieftains are going to take over somewhere in the neighborhood of their own 10-yard line. Going to be forced to go about 90 yards down the field. In fact, they spot it right at the 10-yard line. That's where we'll see the Chieftains take over here. Been all on the ground so far for the Chieftains. Haven't seen them go through the air all but one time. It was an incomplete pass on 3rd and long. Other than that, it's been on the ground. They finally got some running lanes open for Blake Riedel. He really carved that Bonner defense up on the last possession. Maslak able to rush it in from 3 yards out there at the very end for rushing touchdown number 6. 8th total touchdown in 2025 for the sophomore signal caller. He's still in the backfield. Riedel to his left as he will call for the snap. Play action here. He throws and caught with a window, and there he goes. trying to outrun him. Kipton Harder, 15, 10, 5, kiss him goodbye.
Wow. He put on the afterburners, partner.
No doubt about it. 90 yards, the longest play from scrimmage. Catches it, has a lane. No one's going to catch him.
Yeah, ran the secondary. Well, that's got to put your dauber down if you're the Braves there. You get held. Take a punt, and then the first play from scrimmage goes 90 yards.
And this game has not gone the way the Braves had hoped after forcing that initial 3 and out. Cody Lobb on his second extra point try of the night. Swings it through, and it is good. 14-0. Go the Chieftains. As Kipton Harder takes it all the way to the house. 90-yard house call for the Chieftains. Up 2 scores. 1:32 still to go here in the first quarter.
Your one stop for beauty and relaxation. That's the Beauty Bar Salon and Spa in downtown Tonganoxie, offering services for men's and women's haircuts, facial waxing, tanning, makeup, bridal services, and more. Their team is dedicated to providing a memorable experience for each guest. From vibrant styles and colors to soothing massages, they have everything you need to look and feel amazing. To make an appointment, call 913-347-2957 or visit them at 414 East 4th Street in Tonganoxie.
Back here live, it is 14-0. Chieftains on top, showing off the burners and impressing, perhaps, from Kipton Harder, 90 yards to the house.
Yeah, no question. I really did not realize he was that fast. But, man, he outran the secondary, who had an angle on him.
For Kipton, it's his first receiving touchdown. He can't do much better than 90 yards, and now the ensuing kickoff is put on the turf, and nobody's on top of it yet. Maybe so. It's the Chieftains.
Chieftains got it.
And with 1:29 still to go here in the first quarter, the Chieftains could look to put up their third score of the game.
Things going from bad to worse for the Braves. Yeah, if Chieftains punch it in here, you know the Braves are thinking, uh-oh, here we go again.
That's fumble on the kickoff. Take a shot. Nobody. Oh, man. Who did the Braves come up with that? It's a touchback.
Yeah. Nicely done.
Oh, what?
Well, it never hit the turf.
Well, let's take a look here. Bodie, not a great pass. Little out. I think Riedel was the one trying to go. That's Caldwell in coverage. Oh, you got to be kidding me. It stayed on his back.
Yeah. And just like that, the Braves are back in business.
Try to get one more look here. Oh, a lot to unpack there. Oh, my goodness. It stayed on his back. Caldwell, the man in coverage, and coming up with the football, I believe was Meconico, I believe. Oy vey.
Yeah. Just tip your cap to that.
Third interception of the season for Bodie. Braves will go on the ground and pick up a couple on the ensuing play. That's the past just 3 plays alone. That's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
90-yard touchdown, ensuing kickoff fumbled, you recover, and then the very next play you take an end zone shot, and one of the most circus-like interceptions I've ever seen. Just incredible. Trying to get everything caught up in my in my stat book here. It's already getting messy, and we still got 54 seconds in the opening quarter. Who knows what the rest of this night's going to look like.
Yeah.
So again, I think that was something relayed. Was it about the game clock they were talking about there?
Something on the field's not working, he said. I'm not sure what it is.
Or maybe I think the issues that we've seen with some stoppages, it's been play clock adjacent, and I think maybe he's saying we're just going to keep it on the field. I'm not sure. Anyways, 2nd and 8. Guerra to pass. Golba hot on his trails again. Guerra with space around the edge will try to run. He's hit right as he gets close to the out-of-bounds mark. As I think he got to the line of scrimmage. And a few more.
Yeah, he's going to get a few more. Bring up a 3rd and 5. If you're Bonner Springs, you got to feel like you need to pick this up.
You're already taking a big sigh of relief knowing that you got the interception after giving up the fumble, your second turnover. Now the Chieftains commit their first.
Yeah, they were close to going down 3 scores.
Got to try to make something happen here. 0 for 2 on 3rd down so far. They flip it out here into the flat on the near side, trying to make a couple of men miss. Paxton Summers will track him down from behind. Not able to get away, Larry Fungasha, but I think he got to the line again and not further. He did. First completion of the night for Guerra, and the Braves, if they don't want to, they don't have to run another play. Well, now they have the clock stopped. Was there a time?
Well, they had the timeout for the injured player, I think.
But okay, let's see. What did I? Because I didn't see him get out of bounds. So if a player was injured, but clock should be starting to run again here soon. I think.
When it's marked for play.
All right, so okay. So it's the game play clock continues to be the issue. They put 25 seconds up. There's 14 seconds to go. And the Braves are going to get, now the clock will run. They're going to try to get one more play off here. 1st and 10 off the conversion. Toss it out. Fungasha puts it on the turf. Riedel close to getting on top of it, and that'll be a loss for the Braves, a loss of 4, and that is how the first quarter comes to an end. Oh, my goodness, Denny. Wacky, crazy first quarter. 1 down, 3 to go here from Bonner Springs. Chieftains, a 2-score lead. We'll be back with more. You're watching Chieftain football on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
Hi, do you offer insurance bundling?
Enter authentication code to start transaction.
Where would I get the code?
Please enter code.
Okay. Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Wrong.
Let's talk about bundling and see if there are other ways for you to save with a super check.
That sounds great.
Here, take a look.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Tex Vandervoort in Tonganoxie today.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here as part of Fort Scott Community College's John Deere Tech program. Maybe you belong here as part of the perennial playoff-bound Greyhound baseball team. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
Second quarter action happening here. Again, they have relayed instruction that they're having issues with the play clock and the game clock too, so that might not be working as the game goes along. Here's High Point at James McConaughey. First reception for him tonight. We did have a flag over on the far side, so let's wait and see what this is all about. I think, Denny, we made it through one quarter.
Yeah, we did.
No penalties, but
on either
first
team.
play here in the second. Yep, on either team. Yep, you're all right. So right now it stands as about a 5-6 yard gain for McConaughey. They're still talking about the clock.
An eligible man downfield, I think. Your favorite penalty.
There's our first penalty of the night, and it will go against the Braves. Yeah, I think that an eligible man downfield, that was the call, so back him up 10. Well, that's only, I believe it, isn't that only a 5-yard penalty?
I thought it was.
It had to be a hold then.
Yeah, it must have been.
Somewhere. So I didn't, on initial look, it didn't look like anybody was too far downfield, but again,
the referee was patting the top of his head.
Anyways.
Here we go.
2nd and 20. Guerra bobbles the snap, still going backwards. Nobody's on top of it. Gavin Rhodes will dive on it, and the Chieftains will have a goal to go inside the 5.
Holy moly. Wheels are coming off for the Braves.
Whoa. His third turnover of the game for Bonner.
Gee whiz.
Bobbles the snap, tries to pick it up. Chieftains push it back. I believe it's Rhodes that gets on top of it, or is it Jordan Helm? Jordan Helm, actually. He's the man that gets on it. He gets back there for the Chieftains. Him and Gavin, 55 and 57, similar builds. They kind of wear the same tape and bands and everything, but nonetheless, Chieftains have it. And things just keep going from bad to worse here for the Braves, Denny.
No question.
Chieftains looking to take advantage, open up a 3-score lead. Sprint out to the right, Maslak cuts, end zone, touchdown, Tonganoxie, but penalty. Flags are on the field and could be in the area of holding.
Yeah. Call that one back.
And that will be the call. So perfect example, what's kind of been like for the past couple of weeks for the Chieftains. They had back-to-back wins, but there were moments in those games. They put up 40 against Lansing, I know. They put up 14 last week against Paola, but there were moments where they had big plays, not necessarily for touchdowns, but 10-plus yards that were brought back because of penalties. And that takes off 6 points here, and all of a sudden, now you got a goal to go back near the 15.
Yep. Penalties will kill you. That took 6 points off the board right there.
Riedel run up the middle, tried to wait for something to open up. Nothing happening. He gets up here. So for Riedel, he had his first carry of the game, went backwards, -3 yards, and then the Chieftains got the first turnover. He rattled off 11 yards and 14 yards to set him up goal to go inside the 5, and now his last 2 have gone for no gain and only 2. Trying to find the open space again, revamp this rushing attack for the Chieftains just a minute into the second quarter. Maslak to throw, end zone shot, hits his man, Brady Martin. Welcome to Pay Dirt in 2025.
Great grab by Brady, but man, Brody put that on the money, didn't he?
Yeah, let's look at this throw here from Bodie.
Yeah.
Fakes to give, roll out. There's 2 Braves, but fits it into that. Look at that window he fits it in.
Yeah, that's a dime right there.
From 13 yards out. And Martin missed the first 2 games of the season. He got his first looks in the homecoming game against Lansing. More production ramped up last week, and now he hits the end zone for the first time this season. Thanks to that feed from Bodie Maslak. Chieftains, another takeaway. They got 3 already in the game, and Bodie Maslak cashes it in. 13-yard passing touchdown to Brady Martin. Chieftains up big early.
Midwest Chiropractic Center is a friendly and caring clinic providing comprehensive care for your chiropractic, rehabilitative, and fitness needs. Upon entering one of our offices, you are treated like family. The staff cares about your health, and their approach to care proves it. With 3 locations in Tonganoxie, Lansing, and Bonner Springs, plus some Saturday hours, Midwest Chiropractic Center is dedicated to offering affordable, gentle chiropractic care. Midwest Chiropractic Center, getting you back to active.
I say let's go ahead and get the score updated here. Denny, 21-0. 3 for 3 on extra point tries tonight for Cody Lobb. Didn't have to wait long here into the second quarter, just a little over a minute. Chieftains take it in, 21-0. And
the Braves have been bitten by the turnover bug.
Man. Chieftains got 4 turnovers last week off of Paola. They've already gotten 3 here tonight against the Braves, and there's been a couple other times where the Braves were able to recover a loose ball or something, as this one will be slightly muffed, but returned by McConaughey trying to make a couple men miss. Paxton Summers and company able to wrap him up as he crosses the 30. Braves will take over at the 32. And usually the signature of a team that's struggling, Denny, it's usually you look at it's high penalties, it's turnovers per game. Last week, for Bonner, they had one of their cleanest games that they had. They had no turnovers in the game, and they took 3 against Lewisburg, so plus 3 in the turnover margin. They were 3 for 12 on third downs, not great. They ended the game failing to convert 9 out of their last 10 third downs. So far, they're just 1 for 3. Haven't been able to get the third downs very much because they've had a couple of penalties, cut some drives off early.
Yeah, no question.
They took care of the ball last week, didn't have any turnovers. We're getting turnovers off of Lewisburg. Not the case here tonight. Roman Holthaus will chase Prince David Donnell out of bounds. And again, that little in-around play, they hand it to David Donnell, another very athletic kid, another guy we've seen on the basketball floor. And he's got speed around the edge, and they've been able to utilize that for a couple of times tonight where he's been able to take it 10-plus yards on the ground. Braves still in the huddle, coming up to the line. Down 3 scores, looking to make something happen on this drive. Chieftains, like hungry hippos, they'll be looking for their 4th turnover if they can get it. Guerra, 2-step drop, floats it in the air. He says, go get it, and he does over on that far side, able to bring it in. Dalton Caldwell. That's back-to-back play is good for first downs for the Braves.
Yeah, Caldwell made a good adjustment that time. He had to go back over his outside shoulder.
So 1 first down on the ground, the other through the air, and that puts the Braves in Chieftain territory. 1st and 10 at the 45. Guerra gets the play call from the sideline. Will now jog over, relay the play inside the huddle. Caldwell out wide. Near us is McConaughey. David Donnell in motion, fake the pitch to him. Jailhouse break for the Chieftains, just throwing it away. Hits his man, but he's hit even harder.
Flag comes in.
Brady Martin, clean hit around the midsection of Kane Smith. And after all that, it would be good for about a gain of 3. But like you said, Denny, we do have a flag on the play, so let's see. And
that's the same gesture he made the last time, so I'm confused.
And he beat me to it, too, because I was just getting ready to say the way that Guerra had to roll out, backpedal, trying to buy all the time he can. It's really hard for the lineman. They're expecting that ball to get out fast, right? Get it out, let us go out and block. So by that time, the pass rush again for the Chieftains, Gavin Rhodes and others in there. By the time he was able to back up and throw it away, somebody, one of those linemen, too far downfield. So that backs him up 5 yards.
They had a pretty good design screen there, but penalties.
Up the gut, running through a couple of arm tackles, back to the original line of scrimmage and a couple of more. Again, Kane Smith has called his name a couple of times already here tonight. That's his 7th carry of the night.
He's been their most productive asset so far.
Also does have 1 reception for 5 yards. Was kept pretty well in check last week against Lewisburg. Pretty quiet, but Braves trying to get him involved here. They're going to need him and others. Already down 3 scores. Another straight drop throws. McConico able to get around 1 arm tackle of Jack Reichman, and he is hit, I believe, was that Marinz that came up and hit him, knocked him backwards? It was. Marinz in on the stop, but another quick gain, about 6 that time for the Braves. First reception of the night for McConico. Had 1 earlier, but it was wiped off on the first of so far 2 penalties on the night for Bonner. Another play under center for Guerra. Braves are loaded up on that right side. They put the man in motion, Fugasha. They try to hand off up the middle, and Chieftains right there. Robbins helping to push him back. Corbin Truitt, the first to get back there, wrap him up, and that stop is on 3rd down. Now a decision here for the Braves. What will they do here on 4th down?
Oh, I don't think there's any question. You got to go right here. You're in plus territory, and you're down 3 scores.
One for 4 tonight on 3rd downs. Here's the first 4th down attempt. They were 0 for 3 last week. Guerra will drop back, just floats it down the field, trying to hit his man, and it goes incomplete. Leonard Fugasha was who he was looking for, and Brady Martin back there in coverage, and the Chieftains will get the ball back off the turnover on downs.
Tonganoxie will take over at the 39-yard line and make a 1st and 10. Once again, during tonight's game, don't forget to check out the concession stand at the north end of the football complex. They're selling a wide variety of hot items.
And Chieftain defense continuing to flex their muscle. Been able to take away already 3 turnovers tonight. Chieftains been able to cash in on 2 of those for touchdowns. The 3rd one, Bodie Maslak had his 3rd interception of the season the following play after. Now if this turnover on downs, Chieftains will take over near their 40. Another sprint out to the right, speed option. Gives it off. Paxton Summers. He'll take a cut and is tripped up. Looks like he got about 3 there. Looks like Caldwell in on the stop, the man to trip him up. First carry of the night for Paxton is, as far as volume of carries, continuing to go up each and every week. He's now his 17th carry. Was just right there. Had 60 yards coming into tonight and 1 5-yard touchdown. They give it to him here again, and he bowls past the 45 to the 46.
It's up 3rd and manageable.
That's the thing I love, where the past couple of years we got to watch those core players, those back-to-back appearances in the Sub-State Championship game. Yeah. You still got a good group of seniors here, but you're seeing these sophomores. I mean, Paxton Summers and Bodie Maslak, obviously, and you're still going to have more Kipton Harder, Roman Holthouse. You're starting to see the core of the team for the next 2-3 years down the road really starting to come together here. Again, it's Summers. This time he'll get the 1st down. Penalty flag does come on that far side as he was trying to stretch it out.
Carried by Summers. Flag on the play.
And they'll be holding against the Chieftains. So the first penalty took away a touchdown, and this one will take away a 1st down, brings up 3rd and long.
Yep. Is that the 2nd penalty on the Chieftains?
That is the 2nd penalty on the Chieftains. 2 penalties apiece for both teams. Compared to the past 2 weeks, what you and I have been treated to, this has been a very clean game so far. 2 weeks ago, both Lansing and Tongi more than 10 penalties. Last week in Paola, both teams over the 10 penalty mark too. And another one that particularly stings. It takes away a first down conversion. Want to put the Chieftains in Brave territory. Now they back it up behind the sticks near the 35, 36. 3rd down and 12 is what they'll call it. Whistles will blow. That's a delay of game.
I was going to say, I know they're keeping it on the field, but I thought that had to be close.
So this is the challenge, right? And nobody better to speak on this as far as updating, more relying on technology and stuff than you, Denny. Back in your day, right? They kept it, back in my day even, they kept play clock on the field. Now it's been more common. You have these play clocks on the field that are part of the scoreboard. It's not working tonight. I was curious how much that would kind of throw off the offenses here tonight as another flag is going to come down.
Goodness.
So things starting to get a little muckier here as we are just under 6 to go. This time it'll be encroachment on the Braves. Both teams now 3 penalties, trading them off back-to-back plays there. So ping-ponging back and forth, and it brings them right back to 3rd and 12, just where we were before the delay of game. Throw, Harder in stride and up to midfield. 1st down and more for the Chieftains. And Harder is over the century mark here tonight.
Nicely designed play, and Bodie put it right on his number.
Looking like could be the Kipton Harder breakout game here tonight. That last one goes for 14. After all that was only the 3rd play of this drive for the Chieftains. They will go on the ground. Silas McCloy will get the ball this time, and he takes it for a good game here. Silas McCoy, we saw him into the game in the 4th quarter last week against Paola, and his first carry here tonight goes for 8.
Nicely done.
Carry by Silas McClay. Tackled by Spencer Mace. But it's good for gain of 8 yards. Bring up 2nd down.
For Silas, you and I, we were first introduced to him. It was the regional wrestling tournament where we got to see him go out and wrestle. And I know he was a wrestler, for those that might not know, Denny, quite the wrestling fan and the eye for it. And he was one that really caught your eye on the wrestling mat, too.
Yep.
Being a very athletic underclassman, too. He comes in 5'5", 140 pounds, another sophomore on this team.
Yeah, this sophomore team's pretty loaded.
Looks like timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 2nd and 2 for the Chieftains when we return.
Tonganoxie is the ideal location to start a business. That's why the Tonganoxie Business Association has strived towards a common goal of adding value to businesses and the community since 2015. They assist in providing improved services for customers and visitors, encouraging and enhancing businesses, and preserving historical and cultural assets. Follow them on Instagram for the latest and upcoming event information, and become a member today by visiting their website, TonganoxieBusinessAssociation.com. Proud supporters of Chieftain Athletics.
Back here, coming out of the Braves timeout. They're out on the field. Chieftains will come in soon here. Dylan Funk alongside Dennis Drennan. Ask you folks to stick around. Coming up soon, we will be having the White Birch Property Realty Executives halftime show. We'll break down this first half, give our recap and analysis, thoughts, and keys to the second half, all that and more. Coming up at halftime in the White Birch Property Realty Executives halftime show.
Think they take a shot here, partner?
You know what? I don't mind them doing it here. 2nd and 2. Why not? Let's do it. He wants to roll out with space. Will throw and nearly into the hands of Prince David Donnell. Was trying to find Landon Ruff and nearly intercepted and could have been going back the other way.
Yeah, that'll come with a little more maturity, but he was staring down his receiver. and allowed the defensive back to make a move on it.
There was a little high and away from him. It allowed David Donnell to scream in there and get the pass break up.
Looked like he had Jacob Morenz open over the middle. A little deeper.
Now Bodie pulls it out and has to make a man miss, and he does up the far sideline into the 15, and they will mark him out. Looks like at the 13.
Nice run by Bodie.
Another one, quick awareness. He had to make a couple of guys miss that cut right there. That was big. So he takes it up that far sideline.
He put his foot in the ground and made a nice cut.
Bring up 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line.
Seventh play of the drive here for the Chieftains. McCloy bounces it out, makes another cut at the 10, inside the 5. He dives for the pylon.
It's going to be marked just short, I think. Wow.
Carried by Silas McClay.
Where did they?
Run is good for a gain of 14 yards. For a Tonganoxie first down.
So they're going to mark him now. Goal to go.
Bring up 1st and
Say he got out of bounds at the 4. Good carry there for Silas. Give it to him again, trying that right side. He's going to be tripped from behind. Ball comes out there late. They'll say he's down by contact. He does get him a little closer. Chieftains looking to punch in their 4th score before the halftime.
gain of about 3 yards. Bring up 2nd and a goal from the 1-yard line.
You talk about we talk about these guys making the most of their minutes. It started with Paxton Summers, Roman Holthouse last week, and now Silas McCloy being more involved in this rushing attack. He's still back there on the left side of Maslak. 3rd carry in a row for him. Silas looking for pay dirt. He's got it. Touchdown, Tonganoxie.
1-yard run by Silas McClay is good for a Tonganoxie touchdown.
Nicely done for number 37. Just an easy dive right up the gut. Cannot make it much more easier. Lobs, extra point try, splits the middle.
Extra point attempt is good.
And the Chieftains have got the route on here. 3:35 still to play in the first half. 28-0, the latest for Silas McCloy. 3-yard rushing touchdown, his first of the varsity season.
Are you ready for a mouth-watering journey down memory lane? Introducing Flashbacks. Start your day off right with our fluffy pancakes, omelets, or a cinnamon roll. For lunch, sink your teeth into our juicy made-to-order burgers, Philly cheese, and more. Flashbacks' friendly staff and welcoming atmosphere make every visit a delight, and their menu is filled with comfort food that will give you those warm, delicious flashbacks. Visit them today in downtown Tonganoxie, open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Back here live, 28-0. It has been all Chieftains in this one. They punted on their first drive. They followed it up, a rushing touchdown for Bodie Maslak, a 90-yard touchdown throw to Kipton Harder, an interception to wrap up the first, but then they had touchdowns from Brady Martin on the reception. For Martin, it was a 13-yard receiving touchdown, and then that latest from Silas McCloy from 3 yards out, the first varsity touchdown for the young sophomore. Lob ready to boot it away again. Braves have about 3.5 before we will close the books and head to the locker room for halftime. McConico trying to stretch it out. Roman Holthouse, a gunner, getting out there and not letting him stretch it out on that far side of the field. And a Brave is down on the field again, and that's not good because that's Kane Smith that's hobbled. But look at Roman shooting through here like a Roman candle up the field. That was a good tackle by him. But all the attention, obviously, right now for the Braves, it is on their leader, Kane Smith, the senior running back.
It looked like he was grabbing the ankle.
Trainer's out on the field. We'll step aside here for a moment.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here as part of Fort Scott Community College's John Deere Tech program. Maybe you belong here as part of the perennial playoff-bound Greyhound baseball team. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community, where friends are found down every street. That's where you'll find us, taking time to get to know you, calling you by name, generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Tex Vandervoort in Tonganoxie today.
Kane Smith, the senior running back, he was hurt on that last kickoff return. He walked off on his own power. Hope to see him back into the game soon. Meanwhile, another end-around play to David Donnell. And I think really for the Braves tonight, that's been really your only play where you've been able to get consistent yardage off of it. Outside of that, this Chieftain defense, they've showed up to play again today.
Yeah, no question about it.
They limit him to just 3 on that end around play. It's already, 4 carries, 40 yards. That's a 10-yard average on the night so far for David Donnell. Can't ask for too much better than that. His first carry went for 20. That one there only good for 3, so 2nd and 7 from their 24. And without Kane Smith on the field right now, Guerra under center. And Chieftains up the middle, and everybody blowing it up on that play.
Chieftains almost there for the handoff.
That would have been for the second time tonight that would have happened. They go to Fugasha, and he loses 1 yard. Again, Chieftains blowing it up in the middle. I believe in there Braden Seymour, the one that initially broke through, made contact with Fugasha and brought him down for the 1 yard loss.
3rd down and 9 from the 22-yard line.
1 for 4 on 3rd down are the Braves, and it looks like Coach Byron Mays, 4th-year man for the Braves, might be taking his 2nd timeout of the half. And he will. 28-0 here. And Denny, I always like to call these games with you because I always call this the Denny Bowl, obviously with your ties here to Bonner Springs High School. And for those that might be wondering, what do you have any good yearbook photos or whatever? Well, how about that one?
Oh, no, you did not.
Yes, I did. Look at that. That is your junior yearbook picture.
Oh, my goodness.
Back in 1970. Look at that young stud.
Yeah, back when I was young and decent looking. Boy, you just wait.
The day you hijack a broadcast to put up
Yeah.
an embarrassing photo of me, and I'll wait for the day. Come on, you're a good-looking fella there.
Yeah,
You're not giving yourself enough credit. Graduated class of 1971. 3rd and long here for the Braves. Chieftains with pressure. Guerra gets a throw off. Diving interception.
Holy cow.
Jacob Marins will take
catch.
that one in. Maybe we need to show your picture more often if we get plays like that after.
It really must have frustrated the Braves. Holy cow. Chieftains punch this in, and the route is on.
Let's look at this. Clearly pressured. Seymour again in there, and Marins. Look at diving interception snag there.
Nice effort by Jacob.
4th turnover of the half for Bonner. And Now the Chieftains will go to the air. It's caught right near the line to gain. I think he's right at the line to gain. Should be 10 yards and a first down. They go right to Marin, so he catches a pass on defense, turns around, does it on offense. So 9.5, I guess, is what they're going to say he got. Just short of the line of game. Only the second catch this half for Jacob. And now Tongi will go ahead and start to take a timeout here. They still have 2 remaining. It's still 1 minute and 41 seconds. The ball currently spotted at the, where they got it, 31-yard line. Well, now I think they have changed their minds. They're going to go ahead and say he got the first down, which to me looked like, I thought he got right to the 30 for the first down, but they initially called him a yard short. Well, let's go ahead and give him a 10-yard catch there. And Chieftains take the timeout here. They have 2 remaining. Bonner with 1 remaining. And it looks like, according to our family group chat, everybody loving that throwback photo of you, Danny.
Yeah.
You were in your yearbook a lot your junior year, believe it or not. There's about 5 or 6 photos I could have chosen, but I chose that one.
I enjoyed my high school years.
Yep. So on the 10-yard gain, 1st and 10 at the 28 now for the Chieftains. Again, they find it that far side. Landon Ruff, it was right near the sideline. He cuts it back towards the middle of the field, and the clock will stop while they spot this ball. But did the Chieftains just take their second? And they did. So that's always kind of the dilemma there, because for Ruff, he's trying to cut it up and get upfield, make a play, when probably in reality, if you ask Coach Troyer, he's saying just bring that in, get up maybe another yard upfield, get out of bounds, let me pocket the second time out, but they just had to burn it right there. So now just 1 remaining for them. Timeout on the field. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching Chieftain Football on Tongi Sports Live, presented by Kansas Insurance.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
Both teams 1 timeout remaining. Straight throw. Marins makes 1 man miss and another. And will be brought down at the 17. And I believe the Chieftains just took their 3rd and final. No, did they not? They were just blowing the whistle, I guess, to slow things down for a minute.
Bring up 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line.
Lane number 5, Maslak, a roll out to his right. Pressure comes late. He gets taken down, and it's intercepted. Last thing you wanted there for the Chieftains, and a 2-minute drill. Looking for another score before halftime. Does not quite work out. James McConaughey takes it away. The 2nd interception of the half for Bodie Maslak. So see him, pressure came in late. Fleischer came rolling in, took Maslak down, forced him to make that throw, and that's easy pickings for James McConaughey on the far side. Both teams just continuing to trade this ball away right now. Six total turnovers in this first half. Still 54 seconds to close it out. Never say never. 2 for the Chieftains, both interceptions for Bodie Maslak. For the Braves, 2 fumbles, a strip, and an interception. Now pressure coming here, and the Chieftains are going to add a sack on here. And over on that far sideline, they're saying that ball might have came out. Corbin Truitt back there for the Chieftains, and I didn't see a clear the ball coming out. Pressure was there regardless. Gavin nearly had him in the backfield, and Helm and a couple of others. And maybe for Bonner, they might just well, now we got an injured player. So these final few seconds here in the second quarter lingering on as the Chieftain injured on the far side. Did you catch a number there, Dennis?
I did not, partner. Sorry about that.
I mean,
Second down at 16 from the 20.
appears to be okay. Over on the far sideline being checked out by Mark Padfield, the Hall of Fame athletic trainer from LMH Health. He's in great hands there. We get things rolling again here off that loss. As Guerra will hand it up the middle, just a couple. Not much more than that. And again for Bonner, they will go ahead and let the final seconds tick down, and that's going to do it. So Chieftains had a chance there in the final minute to make it 35-0 potentially, but the interception for Bodie stops that from happening. It's still a great first half.
Oh, yeah.
How you want to chalk it up. When you go to the locker room at half and you're up by 4 scores, that's saying something. Chieftains 28, Braves nothing. We'll break down this first half and more coming up in the White Birch Property Realty Executives Halftime Show.
For a winning team, contact White Birch Properties, the real estate MVPs.
Tonganoxie is the ideal location to start a business. That's why the Tonganoxie Business Association has strived towards a common goal of adding value to businesses and the community since 2015. They assist in providing improved services for customers and visitors, encouraging and enhancing businesses, and preserving historical and cultural assets. Follow them on Instagram for the latest and upcoming event information and become a member today by visiting their website, TonganoxieBusinessAssociation.com. Proud supporters of Chieftain Athletics.
The Tonganoxie Recreation Commission is committed to creating community through parks, people, and programs. And now, with their all-new activity center, the Tonganoxie Rec Commission can do even more. Tongi Rec understands the benefits reaped through recreation are endless. Tongi Rec has a long list of classes, activities, and programs for the young and young at heart. For program pricing and schedules, call 913-845-3502. Visit them at the all-new activity center at the Tonganoxie High West campus or go to tongirec.org.
Family-owned and operated Wizard of Paws is a 5th-generation business located in the heart of downtown Tonganoxie. The professionally trained staff takes pride in making every dog and cat look its best, whether it be to breed-specific trim or an adorable cute pet trim. Plus, their facility offers amenities in space that are doggone amazing. Call Wizard of Paws to make your appointment at 913-416-0255 or visit them at 406 East 4th Street in Tonganoxie. Learn more at wizardofpawstongi.com.
Your one stop for beauty and relaxation. That's the Beauty Bar Salon and Spa in downtown Tonganoxie, offering services for men's and women's haircuts, facial waxing, tanning, makeup, bridal services, and more. Their team is dedicated to providing a memorable experience for each guest. From vibrant styles and colors to soothing massages, they have everything you need to look and feel amazing. To make an appointment, call 913-347-2957 or visit them at 414 East 4th Street in Tonganoxie.
Are you ready for a mouth-watering journey down memory lane? Introducing Flashbacks. Start your day off right with our fluffy pancakes, omelets, or a cinnamon roll. For lunch, sink your teeth into our juicy made-to-order burgers, Philly cheese, and more. Flashbacks' friendly staff and welcoming atmosphere make every visit a delight, and their menu is filled with comfort food that will give you those warm, delicious flashbacks. Visit them today in downtown Tonganoxie, open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Welcome back here live from Bonner Springs High School. We now roll into the White Birch Property Realty Executives halftime show. White Birch Properties is ready to help you buy or sell that next house and lead you to success in the real estate game. Visit them at 1203 State Avenue, Suite B in Tonganoxie, or call 913-417-1007. Halftime score, Chieftains 28, Braves nothing. As we're getting some stats tallied up here, Dylan Funk alongside Dennis Drennan. And you know, again, I think this is one of those rare times you can go up 28-0 into halftime, and in the locker room, they're probably saying, we left 14. A couple of scores, at least two scores probably. You had a shot in the end zone that was intercepted, and another one here in the final possession of the first half
inside the red zone.
You were inside the red zone, and another interception. 2 INTs in this first half for Bodie, but other than that, what were your thoughts and takeaways from the first half, Denny?
Well, the Chieftains were able to take advantage of most of the turnovers that they caused by Bonner Springs, but I think Bonner's got to feel lucky they're only down by 4 scores here, because it could be worse.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt about that. Here's some quick totals here for the Chieftains. We'll have more for them and the Braves as we go along. For Bodie, through the air, he's 7 of 12, 134 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 INTs. You got to remember, a big portion of that was that 90-yard touchdown pass to Kipton Harder.
Right.
Outside of that, it's been more kind of the rushing attack that's been doing it, but also short fields for the Chieftains too. Exactly. Off those turnovers, 4 turnovers, 1 strip, 2 fumbles. 1 strip from John Golba, 2 fumble recoveries, and then that interception from Jacob Marins. Blake Riedel on the ground. He's been fairly quiet. He on that second possession of the game, he back-to-back 11 yards, 14 yards, and then he had no gain in 2 yards, and that was his total carries, just 5 carries, 24 yards. We saw more of Paxton Summers get a couple of carries, 2 for 7 yards. Silas McCloy, 4 carries, 30 yards, and 1 touchdown. And
7 yards a carry.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The second passing touchdown for Bodie, so he's got 3 total, 2 passing, 1 rushing. Was a 13-yard strike to Brady Martin for Brady's first score here of the new season. Landon Ruff, 1 reception, 7 yards there towards the end. Chieftains 2 of 3 on 3rd downs. Did not see him go for it on 4th down. The only time they had 4th down, they punted the ball away. So, again, still plenty to work on here, but as of right now, you cannot complain all too much when you're up 28-0 at halftime. Still within pretty realistic realm of possibly getting a couple of scores added on. You can get the running clock on and then get this night over with, move that winning streak up to 3 games, and then get ready for next week. Again, we'll be back here. More coming in the White Birch Property Realty Executives halftime show.
More toppings, more taste, more value. Gambino's Pizza. You're gonna love it. Taste mouth-watering flavors in our new Chicken Bacon Ranch Pizza. Bring a crowd to feast on our 11 toppings Mobster Pizza. Pizzas with quality meats and a 100% real cheese, like our triple tasty seasoned sausage cravers pizza. Try favorites like pastas, calzones, sandwiches, appetizers, salads, and desserts. More toppings, more taste, more value. Gambino's Pizza. You're gonna love it.
At Fort Scott Community College, we understand that a scary part of figuring out your future isn't only answering the question, what should I do, but where do I belong? Maybe you belong here, preparing for a career in healthcare as part of Fort Scott Community College's nursing program. Or maybe you belong on stage as part of the Hounds band or theater department. I don't know where you've been or where you're headed, but I know we're saving a spot for you because you belong at Fort Scott Community College.
The same look and location of a classic drugstore with the services and supplies of a modern pharmacy. That's what you'll find at the Downtown Drug Store in Tonganoxie. Of course, Downtown Drug is the local choice for your prescriptions and health needs, but did you know they have the best selection of Tonganoxie Pride and Chieftain game day gear in town? And a whole lot more. Cards, gifts, home decor, and even the best way to satisfy that sweet tooth. The Downtown Drug Store. Call 913-369-3800 or visit them online at thedowntowndrugstore.com. Has your furnace left you out in the cold? Pipes plugged? Are you underwater with your water heater? If so, you'll be glad you called Ladd. Ladd Service Company in Tonganoxie has been your heating, cooling, and plumbing specialist since 1986. Ladd is your dealer for top quality brands like York, Aprilaire, and Wolverine Brass. Plus, they maintain and service all other brands. Schedule your appointment by calling 913-369-3509. Visit LaddServiceCo.com to see why you'll be glad you called Ladd. Midwest Chiropractic Center is a friendly and caring clinic providing comprehensive care for your chiropractic, rehabilitative, and fitness needs. Upon entering one of our offices, you are treated like family. The staff cares about your health, and their approach to care proves it. With 3 locations in Tonganoxie, Lansing, and Bonner Springs, plus some Saturday hours, Midwest Chiropractic Center is dedicated to offering affordable, gentle chiropractic care. Midwest Chiropractic Center, getting you back to active.
Families and business owners have trusted Mutual Savings Association for over 100 years. They offer checking accounts, online banking, personal and business loans, investment planning, insurance and retirement plans, and so much more. Their team specializes in creating a financial plan that is tailor-made to your needs to help you achieve your financial goals. Visit one of their 6 nearby locations, including downtown Tonganoxie, or visit their website msa.bank.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
Back here, halftime performance from called the Pride of Wyandotte County. Were they the Pride of Wyandotte County when you were in high school tier 2, Denny?
Well, I don't remember that moniker, but it seemed like our band was bigger back then. I don't know. There's not that many out this year, it doesn't look like.
Performing the Pirates of the Caribbean field show here, being treated to. Still just about 6 minutes until we get things started in the second half. And real quick, let's go and take a quick peek back at our Wizard of Paws area matchup, see if we can get some halftime scores here. And again, just going online, finding these scores. I'll call them out as I see. I'm not necessarily in order, but let's see what's happening around the area here. First start with Piper and Leavenworth. They reported 15-15 score right now. You don't see a 15-15 tie all too often. So definitely must be a I don't know if it's a miss. Well, I don't know, missed extra point, and he go for 2. So I don't know what all that could be, unless it's the field goals getting involved there. I guess I'll tell you it could happen, but nonetheless, rolling along, staying in the UKC, the Seaman Vikings up 34-0 against the Lansing Lions. Has not been quite the year for Coach Pollard and the Lions thus far. They're down big at home against Seaman. DeSoto and Shawnee Heights, that is currently a 0-0 score. Baser and Linwood, Chieftains taking them on the 8 Mile Showdown next week. They are up big, 49-0 against the Topeka West Chargers, as that one is just coming out of halftime. Other ones here, Atchison and Washington don't have a score reported there yet. Bishop Miege and St. Thomas Aquinas, the Saints with the lead, 22-7. And outside of that, Fort Scott and Labette don't have a score there either. Oh, here we go. We do have a score for Washington and Atchison. That's the Wildcats up big, 48-22 against the Phoenix. And the Beaches goes on for Washington. They are off to a tremendous start in Class 5A this year, looking to move to 5-0 on the year. Let's take a peek in at the league matchups, what we got going on around the league. We'll go over to Varsity Sports Live and get these scores here. So we will take a look first at matchup. Baldwin on the road at Silver Lake. The Baldwin Bulldogs, another team that's had a pretty good year this year. Currently down, looks like they're in the third quarter in that one. It is 20-7, Silver Lake with the lead. Eudora and Lewisburg, it is currently 14-0 Cardinals with the lead, as they are just a few minutes into the third quarter there. And, you know, I think it's safe to say the Wildcats a little bit on a down year this year, and that wouldn't surprise me if that's a game where we check back later and Eudora pulls away 35-0. But, you know, for Coach Harding's squad, don't ever count them out. They're playing, looks like they're playing the Cardinals tough so far here tonight. We'll see if they can continue to do that as the evening rolls along. Paola on the road at Pittsburgh. Big matchup. Paola and Pittsburgh, usually kind of traditional. They're like rivals, but they're not rivals at the same time. They play each other every year. It's always pretty competitive. Right now, I'm not seeing see if we can get a score at least. Well, let's see. Backtrack a little bit. Last reported score, 19-0, as they are at halftime there. 19-0. Paola Panthers with the lead. Spring Hill and Ottawa, that's the other big one happening around the league. They are at halftime right now. And the score there, Spring Hill is up 24-0. So, I mean,
Wow.
that's kind of everybody,
Yeah.
all the preseason rankings and media, everybody was really high, and rightfully so on Ottawa. They have all
exactly.
the pieces. They have great coach of Walt Anderson, and they were favored to win the league this year, and now they've coming off losses against Eudora last week. Now they're down 3 scores here against Spring Hill.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, it could be looking like as we get into October, it could be between Eudora and Spring Hill as far as who comes away as Frontier League champions. Chieftains still around in the mix as they will look to pick up their 3rd straight win here tonight. Chieftains are back out on the field. And Denny, before we take another quick break here, how about just some quick keys or thoughts of the second half? Anything you would like to see the Chieftains maybe try to work on or execute better to close out this win?
Well, I think you got to, you've got the Braves on the ropes. You got to put them away and finish them because you don't want to let them hang around. The Braves are going to get the kickoff here to start the second half. If the Chieftains get a 3 and out and go down and score, this could turn into a rout.
Chieftains tried to do it there to close out the second quarter. Didn't quite work out, but they still hold on to that 4-touchdown lead. 28-0 over the Braves. Both teams out of the locker rooms. We'll have 3rd quarter kickoff. Start of the second half when we return here. You've been watching the White Birch Property Realty Executives Halftime Show.
Shop local and save at Brothers Market in Tonganoxie, where we treat you like family. Brothers Market has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy fresh cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need. From apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Brothers Market, open daily. Learn more at shopbrothersmarket.com.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to S&S Auto and Body Shop in Tonganoxie. S&S has been the area's premier auto collision repair center since 1972, working on all makes and models, glass replacement, bumper repair, fiberglass and plastic, color matching, and so much more. And they work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game and learn more at snsautoandbody.com or call 913-369-3193.
When it comes to rehabilitation, despite what you're told, you can choose where you want to go. Physical Therapy Solutions in Tonganoxie is independently owned, allowing them to work with all doctors and insurance companies to ensure a smooth transition. They offer cutting-edge technological therapy treatments like focused shock waves and deep tissue laser therapy for more precise care to acute and chronic injuries. Contact Physical Therapy Solutions today and let them help you. Visit ptsolutionsks.com for more information.
At Kansas Insurance, we know one size doesn't fit all. In fact, our whole mindset is based on customized policies for you and your families. We're local, and we do what we do because we care about you. Think of us as brokers for your insurance needs. Working with Kansas Insurance gets you the award-winning service and attention to detail that only an independent agency can provide. All across Kansas, we're here to help you manage and plan for all types of risk. Contact a local agent today. Kansas Insurance. Local, independent, serving you.
Officially getting ready the start of the 3rd quarter. We're on Tonganoxie Sports Live. Dylan Funk alongside Dennis Drennan. As always here, glad everyone spending time with us on your Friday nights here. Turning the page from September to October. I told you, Denny, a couple of days ago, we are in the heart of what they call the Burr months here. September, October, November, December. If I had to learn it, I feel like you had to learn it as well. But getting right around that time, the weather's going to start cooling down. I hope it does, at least. A high of 90 degrees today. It's been nice here since the sun has gone down, but it's still, this feels like a mid-September game. It doesn't quite feel like an early October game just yet.
No, it really doesn't. This weather's been kind of crazy. We've had second summer come along and put fall on hold for a while, I guess.
Players are again 4 games into the regular season with this one after, just 3 more to put down before we get to the weeknight playoffs on Halloween. But
we haven't had to even wear a hoodie yet.
Haven't. No, really. I mean, the coldest game we had was week 1 against Lewisburg, and we were inside our press box, and that was by far, I think we were at 67 degrees at kickoff in that game, and we haven't been back since.
Nope.
The players have been better as far as, like, cramping issues haven't been a problem with the ongoing heat and everything, it usually takes, once you're getting out there and playing, it takes a couple of weeks to kind of acclimate your body and get everything in sorts. Haven't had anything like that tonight. Really, the only notable injury as far as both teams, again, it was pretty straightforward in that first half. It was Kane Smith for the Braves, who hurt looked like his left foot or his left ankle on a kickoff return, and he got taken out of the game. He did not return in that first half. Braves are going to be getting the ball back here, and I am scanning that sideline, and I am not seeing a number 4 out there right now, unless if he's out there on the field right now, which he very well could be over on the far side. We'll wait and see. Outside of that, going to be the same usual suspects for both these teams. Chieftains, they can keep the Braves scoreless. A couple of more touchdowns, they can put a running clock into effect. We'll see if they can get to that point. They won by 40-plus points back-to-back years against the Braves. They're up 28 as we get the third quarter started. Kickoff's going to come near side at the 20, angling up in the middle, 25-30. James McConico tripped up, and he will come just shy of the 35, and fairly decent starting field position here for Bonner. They'll be back on the field again. Their quarterback, Martin Guerra, just 3 of 4 through the air in that first half, 24 yards, no touchdowns to go along with 5 rushing yards on 2 carries. Chieftains have kept this Bonner offense in pretty good check so far. See Fungasha out there. Kane Smith, he's going to line directly up behind Guerra as he will come under center. So Kane Smith, healthy, back into this game for the Braves. Line jumps down. David Donnell, the man in motion. They pitch it out to him. He gets a block, tries to cut it back up the middle. And David Donnell, who has been really the Braves' biggest playmaker so far in this game. Every time he touches the ball, he's gotten almost no less than at least 4 or 5 yards every carry.
Mm-hmm.
As he will start it out here, a quick gain of 4. Now 44 rushing yards on the night for David Donnell. Tight formation here, one receiver out wide. Fake the pitch, Guerra, pressure around him, he throws near sideline. Jack Reichman trying to box him out. Almost had the interception, would have been his second of the varsity season. It was 23 on 23, and David Donnell had to become a defensive back there at the end.
Yeah, he actually kept that from being an interception.
Bring up 3rd down and 7.
Again, Reichman, box him. It's just like a basketball. He had the clean box out, and David Donnell, if he did not get his eyes around that quickly, I think Jack Reichman comes away with that interception easily. It been the 5th turnover of the game already for Bonner. They're down in 7 off the incompletion. Braves 1 for 4 in the first half. Straight drop back, Guerra throws in the flat near side. Smith trying to find his man, and it goes off his hands and incomplete.
See what Bonner chooses to do here. I would think they'd punt it. Yeah, they're going to punt.
It looks like punting unit will come on. Guerra will drop back. He's the one to boot it away. Brady Martin will be the return man for the Chieftains. He will go back. His heels will stop at around the 25-yard line or so. Nope, he'll stop right at the 30. Brady did have a good kickoff return last week against Paola, where he set the Chieftains up on their opening drive in the second half in Panther territory. He'd be looking to do the same thing here. Punt is away right in front of his 30, angling out far side. 40 gets eaten up by the turf monster and tumbles down, losing his footing.
Yeah.
Still decent starting field position here for Tongi, but Brady just looks like he lost his footing over there on that far side.
Yeah, they still have a pretty decent field position at the 40-yard line, 41.
Right there, right at the 41, 42-yard line. That turf monster came up there, got him. Thankfully, it's not the same one that lives up at MetLife Stadium in New York. That turf monster is outrageous.
Yeah.
The amount of knee injuries and all of that happened in MetLife, my goodness.
Yep.
Here we go for the Chieftains on the ground. Big gain. Gets those 10 yards and a couple more. Full steam ahead. Bodie Maslak quickly.
Run is good for a gain of 11 yards, enough for a Tonganoxie first down.
Chieftains come to the line here. Riedel directly behind Maslak in the backfield. Ruff going to be the man in motion left to right. Fake it to him. Riedel bounces it back from right to middle, and he will come shy of the Bonner Springs 40. They'll mark him down at the 41 as Blake Riedel will look to get started again here in the second half. Did get about half of it, maybe 6.
Tackle made by Corey Williams. But it's good for gain of 5 yards. Bring up second down and 5.
5 yards officially on the call there. And for Riedel coming in tonight on the season, is he was rushing the 244 yards, averaging 4.5 yards per carry. They go on the end around here from Marin's and not going to be able to get away. David Donnell setting the edge on the near side, and that'll set the Chieftains back at least for a no gain. Chieftains have been highly successful with those little in-around jet sweeps to Marin's. He's averaging 10-plus yards a carry, but that time David Donnell studying the film, realizing that, not letting him get far. Here's a 3rd and 5 for the Chieftains, and it is Maslak with a lane. Bodie Maslak making men miss, and he's down to the 10-yard line.
Holy cow. What a run by Bodie.
20-yard run by Bodie Maslak. Tackle made by Jalen Wallace.
Another miraculous run there for Bodie.
Bring up first and goal from the 10-yard line.
Nicely done there. As quick as a hiccup, as I could say. Goal to go right at the 10 for Tongi. Motion man is Marin's as Riedel will bounce it out and he will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Tonganoxie.
That looked too easy.
About one of the easiest 10-yard rushing touchdowns you will see.
10-yard run by Bodie Maslak is good for a Tonganoxie touchdown.
Or was it Bodie?
I thought it was number 8. But like you said, I don't know.
Lob on to attempt the extra point.
We'll check that here in between the break. Penalty flags will come in. Now the encroachment against the Braves, and for the Chieftains, they'll go ahead and they'll just decline it. Here, we'll go ahead and try with the extra point. I was curious, were they going to go ahead and say accept it and maybe try to go for 2, but
no sense
they'll stick with it.
Yeah.
Harder calls for the snap. Bobbled for a moment, gets it down, and Lob will do the rest. 35-0. Chieftains continue to build on their lead. A 10-yard rushing touchdown right here. And it was a handoff, and it was Blake Riedel. I can officially confirm. They put Marin's in motion. They faked the give to him. They gave it to Blake. He punches it in for 6. 35-0. Chieftains up big.
Your home for live, local sports. Varsity Sports Live delivers professional level coverage with high-quality video and broadcasters that know your schools and community.
Touchdown, Tonganoxie!
With the support of local businesses, you never pay to watch varsity sports. Live, local, free high school sports coverage. That's Varsity Sports Live.
Grass gets it away. Moore's down the middle. And he makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans.
Keep up with the action at varsitysportslive.com. Live, local, free high school sports.
35-0. The first rushing touchdown of the night for Blake Riedel from 10 yards out on the season. That takes it to his 3rd rushing touchdown. Chieftains booted away here again. Route is on. Another return for the Braves. McConaughey will set him up right near the 35-yard line.
Ball's returned up to the
And now, you really look back at it, and the thing is now you get this like turf tape these players play with, and it looks like the Chieftains have a lot of black turf tape. So from behind and at a distance, I'll give our PA announcer here some credit. 6, 8, and 9, both they're all kind of similarly built,
taped up,
tape and everything. And Marin's the only one with a name on the back of his jersey, being the senior. It can be a little hard sometimes to tell, but that was a 10-yard rushing touchdown by Blake Riedel. Now here's a rush trying to stretch it out. Roman Holthouse came in there at the end to put an end to that, as the Braves will only get 1 yard. Thought they might have gotten no gain, but they'll get a yard. A little stretch play over there on the right side. Under center again, Guerra, 2nd and 9, speed option, fakes the pitch. Paxton Summers there to wrap him up. Aaron Dorn near the play as well.
Yeah, read well there by Paxton.
Back-to-back 1-yard gains, 3rd and long here for the Braves. Last place they want to be, down 35-0. And at this point, you got to figure you're already down 5 scores, and if you want any chance to be in this game, you got to start going through the air and start trying to pick up some chunks instead of doing the speed options and the runs right up the middle. Gonna have to try to diversify this offense.
Unless they just want to keep the clock running.
7.5 to go here in the 3rd. Guerra will look to throw another lob pass, and nobody home. Closest man to it was Jack Reichman, as Dalton Caldwell, had his eyes all the way down the field. He was heading up the far sideline looking for a big play. Guerra him off page, and the Braves will punt. Back-to-back drives here in the second half. You see Caldwell looking back into him after that play and saying, "No, I'm running this. You need to go downfield a little bit more." Martin again back to return this punt, almost identically from where the Braves punted their last time. Flags will roll here.
False start on the Braves.
I always trust your judgment on those. I was taking your word for it. Backs the Braves up 5 more yards. Martin will anticipate this return at his own 35. Fungasha and others back to help protect. Almost getting a paw back there. I believe Paxton Summers nearly got a block as Martin will drift back and return to Angling near side. 45-50 into Brave territory at the Braves 40. Splits a couple of defenders at the 35 and is brought down just short of the 30. Another great special teams return for Brady Martin. And I'll tell you what, we missed him the first couple of games, and ever since he's been back, he's just kind of the fix-it man. He can play anywhere. Yeah, he wears many different hats, literally.
Yeah, he really can. And that return takes it. I think the Braves netted about 3 yards on that punt.
Not ideal from a special team standpoint there. And the Chieftains, one more touchdown here, and I do believe the running clock would be put on, a 42-point lead. Braves have not scored in their last about 6.5 quarters now, as this one is going to be dropped incomplete, just a little bit low. Of Jacob Marinz as he was starting to turn his head upfield.
Yeah, he was wanting to get upfield, I think, before the ball got there.
Just missing on that one. You don't see Vaslak and Marinz off the same page all too often. And a very lethal combo for sure. Marinz still looking for his first catch here in the second half. He had 3 for 20 in the first. 2nd and 10 play on the ground go the Chieftains. Blake Riedel, big hole on that right side, and he will run it for a gain of 9. 3rd and short coming up. Big fellas are moving furniture once again on that right side, Denny.
Yeah, they're opening up some holes. That Bonner defense has been on the field a long time tonight.
2 for 3 on third downs are the Chieftains. They're going to look to pick it up here as Riedel will bounce it out. Nice stiff arm. He gets the first down. He went backwards when he bounced it out there. But a strong stiff arm will allow him to get that first down and a couple of more. Chieftains inside the red zone.
But it's good for getting 8 yards. Now for a Tonganoxie first down. Bring up first and 10 from the 17-yard line.
Now the Chieftains will be in favor to, and obviously not in a big hurry here. Everything's been going their way, everything on their side. Up 35-0. Chieftains have now converted on their last 3 straight third downs. That one end zone shot, looking for Marin's coverage, and the flag comes in late. And the coverage, little too tight there, as I think they're going to get Bridges McConnell. Had an interception last week against Lewisburg, but he's going to pick up the 15-yard pass interference penalty here. They will go, well, I shouldn't say 15 yards. They're going to go half the distance, being in that specific part of the field. Yeah, call about 10 yards or so.
Mm-hmm.
Fifth penalty on the night for the Braves. It's still first down, too. This is 1st and 1. As they will go on the left side. Paxton Summers has his legs cut out underneath him. Prince David Donnell came in there late to wrap it up for the Braves, but he does get that first down. Now officially goal to go. Third carry of the night for Paxton Summers. That one's good for about 3 or 4.
First and goal for the 7-yard line.
We've already had 5 different Chieftains score touchdowns tonight.
Wow, impressive.
Who will they call up here? They go to the far side and able to catch it. He gets up and runs into the end zone.
Yeah.
That's a touchdown.
He was able to keep his feet. His knee didn't go down.
No, now they're gonna say incomplete. It was to Kipton, who would have just taken it in from 7 yards out. And let's see how this all developed. That's a touchdown.
I was going to say he caught it. I don't know.
Shop local and save at Brothers.
Sorry about that. What? I want to.
What?
Yeah, what? That's a touchdown.
I'm confused.
You take one more look. He finds Harder, the man in motion. He catches it there. It didn't look like his knee or anything was down. He rolled over the top of that Bonner defender and went into the end zone. It appears there was a flag on the Chieftains. So, yeah, they say penalty, so now it's 1st and goal from the 22. And I did not see a flag come in.
I never saw a flag, but they marched off 15 yards.
A particular highlight-worthy play wiped off the board again for the Chieftains. Clean pocket, end zone shot, and it is.
I saw that interception coming.
Picked off. Dalton Caldwell, I think, came over there and got it, and he did. Looks like he might be exchanging some words there at the end. Flags will come in. Things getting a little chippy. Dalton Caldwell trying to fire up the student section again. 3rd interception of the night for Bodie on the end zone shot.
Yeah, I saw that one coming. Probably going to be unsportsmanlike for taunting. That's what I think.
Again, was looking for Harder, who got able to slip up the seam, and that pass led him a little too far over to the right side of the field. Caldwell caught it, and he got up and was talking right at Kipton Harder. After the play was done, Kipton said something in retort.
Oh.
So they're basically unsportsmanlike on Kipton and one on Dalton Caldwell, the Braves, and
offset.
That'll do it. Touchback. Braves will bring it out 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Offsetting penalties will have the ball placed at the 20-yard line will be a touchback. Bring up 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line.
So Chieftains in this third quarter, touchdown, interception. Braves have punted twice, and Guerra's going to go down. He was bowled over. Is that one?
Goebel just
he just backdrove the offensive lineman back into the quarterback.
Yeah, got a sack.
Let's watch this. Yeah, that's Golba driving it's Cooper Lawson, the interior lineman, the 6-foot freshman, 195 pounds, and Golba just took him back and said, I'm going to use you for a sack here.
He abused him all right.
Second sack of the night for the Chieftains. First for Golba, who's already got a strip, and now a big tackle for loss going to happen here. Roman Holthaus in the middle there for the Chieftains. Things just not coming up here for the Braves right now. They tried to pitch that again to David Donnell, and that was a big loss. Now 3rd and long at their own 10-yard line.
The Braves have really struggled with pitches and holding on to the ball tonight.
Officially 3rd and 20. Pinning the ears back this Chieftain defense. He throws. He finds McConico, and he is, I thought he was going to break away there. Literally a shoestring tackle for the Chieftains. Paxton Summers, Blake Riedel in there too. Now McConico comes up a little bit hurt. And easily, if he breaks away from this tackle, I think he gets that first down and maybe potentially more. He was almost broke out of the grasp of 3 different Chieftains.
And McConico's a good athlete.
Eventually, it was Riedel that came over and was able to bring McConico down and bring that play to an end, and he is favoring that left ankle, and now he will come hobbled up to the sideline. Another punt here. Chieftains again get close, but they're going to rough the kicker. And Guerra goes down. That's Roman Holthaus off the edge. And that time he was coming in a little bit too hot.
Yep.
Going to be an automatic first down here for the Braves. Just waiting for them to officially make the announcement. Didn't quite get to the button fast enough on the replay system. It was clear as day, though. Punt was away. Holthaus tackling Guerra. That's a free 15 yards, automatic first down. And when it's all said and done, the Braves offense right back out on the field at the 39. Fifth penalty of the night for the Chieftains. 5 for the Braves as well. Defense right back out on the field. Kept alive on that roughing the kicker penalty. End around Donnell. Chieftains are there. Multiple Chieftains in on the stop that time. Gavin Rhodes helping to finish it off there at the end. The Chieftain there at the end. That was David Donnell. Multiple Chieftains again and on the stop. No gain officially. 2nd and 10 from their own 39. Under 2.5 to go here. Still in the third quarter. In the game right now, everything looking like it's going to be a Chieftain victory. Only thing to be determined is what the final score is going to be. Under snap, under center from and again, another one that's just not going to go anywhere. They're trying to go up the middle with Kane Smith. John Golba again in there for the Chieftains. He has been all over the place, wreaking havoc on that defensive side of the ball. And another one just driving his lineman back. No one is happier to see that than line coach Matt Bond.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right now. Hayden Overmiller also driving his man back, helping to collect in on that stop. Guerra pressured on the rollout, fire source the sticks, has his man shoved out of bounds by Jack Reichman. And this is at least he didn't get all of it, but this is going to be much closer for the Braves, which no doubt everything's got to go on fourth down here, and it's just going to be about a 4th and 1. Nine yards to the strike there for David Donnell, his first reception of the night. He's been more of a threat in the rushing attack, 7 carries to just 1 reception. Second fourth down attempt here. The Braves are 0 for 1. They just get to the line, little quarterback sneak, a rugby scrum in the middle, and they will move it forward and get a first down. As Guerra will just come under center, old Tom Brady style, a little quick sneak up the left or right side of the center. Quick little sneak in the A gap. Needed one. That's what he got. Nose of the football just shy of the 50 as we go towards about the final 60 seconds here in the third quarter. Ezekiel Gray, the receiver, motioning out late, coming here to the near side. David Donnell in motion. Fake it to him. Pressure coming on that far side. Getting rid of it. Caught there in the middle. Reichman again wrapping him up. That's Kane Smith. Another nice play through the air. That'll field about 6 for Bonner. And Coach Troyer over on the far side of the field, he is irate, screaming at the official about something that he did not like on that last play.
I think he's hollering for a lineman downfield maybe.
Could be. He was hot, no doubt. I think the Braves just will run one more play, and then that will take us on into the fourth. Here's 2nd and 4.
Is there another flag?
That's what I thought. Was there?
Yep.
There was a flag that came in.
Holding on Bonner.
It was a pink flag that came in. That's why it didn't quite look right to the eyes of you and I. It looked like it was a hold against Bonner. So I think it's going to back them up, and that came right as time expired. So that'll do it here in the third. 3 down, 1 to go at Bonner Springs High School. Chieftains take a 35-point lead with them into the fourth when we return here on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
Does your roof have possible storm damage? Looking to get solar panels? Or is it just simply time to get it inspected? That's where Balmer Roofing and Solar come into play. Balmer Roofing has a combined 40 years of experience with JAF Master Elite and Emerald Pro contractors. The Balmer family and their team are ready to give your house a brand new roof or solar panels at an affordable cost with a 50-year warranty. Life has mishaps and they want nothing but your customer satisfaction. Let them prove why so many of your neighbors choose Balmer for their roofing projects. To schedule a free inspection, call 913-845-5252 or visit them online at balmerroofing.com. Inviting, connecting, serving, and growing. That's Grounded Coffee House in downtown Tonganoxie. Enjoy the best cup of coffee in town 6 days a week and pair it with freshly made from scratch pastries, muffins, cinnamon rolls, and so much more. Plus, check out their beautiful event center, Grace Hall. Perfect for your next gathering, celebration, wedding, and party. All profits go towards local and international charitable projects and organizations. Drink local, support local at Grounded Coffee House.
quickly out of the timeout break there is off the holding, 2nd and 14. Guerra rolls out to his left, overthrows his intended receiver. Incomplete, closest to it, Leonard Fungasha. And a 3rd and long is going to be coming up here. And that is how the 4th quarter gets started here. Dylan Funk alongside Dennis Drennan here live at Bonner Springs High School. It's ever since the sun's gone down, it's been a beautiful night for some football.
Absolutely.
A little warmer than maybe you like for early October, but the nice breeze has definitely made it fairly more than tolerable.
Yeah, it's cooled down to about 75 degrees with just a slight breeze. It's really nice.
It's like a peek ahead in the radar. Of course, this is Kansas. Things can change. But in a week's time, when we welcome in Baser Linwood, the 8 Mile Showdown, it's supposed to be only a high of like 72 degrees that day.
Yeah.
So by the time kickoff rolls around there, we could be looking at a little bit more of our fall weather.
Yeah.
Guerra straight drop and not going to get away. Ball came out there too. Reichman in on the sack, pressure from Robbins. And it looks like the Chieftains have just come away with their 5th turnover. As Golba comes up with the recovery, have yourself a night, John Golba.
He's making a statement to be player of the game, partner.
Robbins came up the middle. Reichman closed it off there, and the ball came loose. And a recovery from Golba. What a night it has been for this Chieftain defense. I don't know if you could take – again, I'm not the official scorekeeper. I never tried to say I'm the official scorekeeper, but for Reichman, I don't know if you want to give him a strip sack there. Is that what that would
I guess that's what that would be, yeah.
On the ground, Summers. Space on that left side. Takes it for 5+. You know, he had the interception to seal the game in week 1 against Lewisburg. He's been very defensively sound, and now he comes up, and I'm going to say he's got the strip sack there. He had the sack, fumble followed. I'm putting 2 and 2 together. They're connecting the very close together dots as a lineman a little hobbled up there for the Chieftains. Looks like everyone's going to be okay, staying in the game. That last carry for Summers going for 5. Just a second carry of the half for Summers. A little delayed on the handoff there. It didn't quite look natural, and that is going to result in a loss.
Yeah, it looked like Brody might have been trying to pull that ball out.
By Paxton Summers. Tackle for a loss by Devin Fleischer. Be a loss of 3 yards. Brings up
it's always one of the hardest things in those kind of mesh-style things is that when the quarterback wants to pull it out and the running back's already saying, give it to me so I can get upfield, it's a really delicate kind of thing where it's only, it's about a split second. We got to go, okay, here, take it, or here, let me get it and try to make a play downfield. We've seen Bodie's been able to pull it out effortlessly many, many times, but that time not able to work out. Now 3rd and long. Bodie will call his number up the middle, had a lane, lowers the shoulder, not afraid of contact by any means, and it looks like he's got the first on the far side on that spot, and he does.
Wow.
Will bring up Tonganoxie first down. Bring up 1st and 10 for the 27.
1st and 10 there, knocking on the door of the red zone. They have it at the Braves' 27-yard line. Summers continuing to stay in the backfield with Maslak. The pride of Wyandotte County, the high school marching band continued to play on. Here's another run, a slew of Braves in there to help bring him down at the 25-yard line, just a gain of 3. Yeah, looking out there, and I don't know, when you were playing football, Denny, what your uniforms, did you guys keep it pretty simple, like orange jerseys or black jerseys, white pants?
We never had orange jerseys. We just had white and black jerseys.
White and black jerseys, white pants, I'm assuming that was it. The Braves have always been one, through all the years we played them in middle school, high school, and even in Pop Warner, Pee Wee football, they always had really good uniforms. There's a nice run, Silas McCloy, as they put him in there to get some carries, and he's got about 8 on that last carry, fresh set of downs. I'll always remember freshman year back in 2014, and we played Bonner here. I believe it was their homecoming or their senior night, one of the two. It was a cold, rainy night, so I might actually lean towards senior night, being a little bit later October. But I'll tell you, they came out, they had orange on orange jerseys and pants, and I always remember the orange chrome helmets.
Yeah,
that was back in the
sharp.
heydays where, like, Oregon, their uniforms were the thing. They always had chrome. They had orange chrome helmets.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
It is still to this day one of the best uniform helmet combos I have seen ever.
Yep.
Look pretty slick. Rocking the gray on gray look here tonight. Another carry for McCloy. Getting more and more involved in this offense. He takes in another good chunk. It's about 5 that time. For Silas, before last week, he only had 1 carry, and that was in the final seconds of that Spring Hill 35-0 loss, where it was more the Chiefs just trying to put bodies out there, not get anybody hurt, one of the starters at least. So they called Silas McCloy a couple times, and Rowdy Starcher got in there too. And then last week we saw Silas get a couple of carries, and now here tonight, there he is for his 6th carry, as he now has 42 yards on the night, already has 1 touchdown too, and they'll go ahead and keep him back there in the backfield as he will continue to take handoffs here for the time being from his sophomore teammate, Bodie Maslak. Here's a stretch play out on the right side. Braves are there. Still gets it close to the 10. They'll mark him at the 11. And that's the key, though, isn't it, Denny? You try to get these underclassmen in anytime you can. It's games like these. You're up 5 scores in the 4th as now McCloy will be brought out. Summers back in. But anytime you can get those guys in, let them get those carries. Let them get those reps at the varsity level. If we sound like a broken record, it's because we probably are. But the more you can get those underclassmen in, more experience, and when they become the key figures of your varsity team a year or 2 later, they're ready for it.
Yeah, there's just no substitute for actual varsity playing time.
Summers powers his way forward there. That one good for about a gain of 7 or 8. Chieftains just continuing to keep it on the ground here. If there's anything you want to look and kind of I don't want to necessarily say nitpick, but 3 interceptions on the night for Bodie is definitely something, especially down the stretch. We'll take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Chieftains. It's they got a good 3-week stretch coming up after this game. No easy ones for sure. But the 3 interceptions tonight, with how well everything else has been going, that is probably the one thing tonight for the Chieftains got to clean up on. As Summers right up the gut, and the Chieftains put the exclamation point on this route.
And I believe the running clock has just started.
It's easy play. Right up the middle for Paxton. The Chiefs just hammered the ball down the field. Big fellows opening a gap. The easy dive in for 6 for Paxton Summers. Another extra point try here for Lobb. He has been perfect on the night. Needed one more extra body out there for the Chieftains. Rushes out there late. And a flag will come in again. The extra point try was good, but again with the penalty, delay game on the Chieftains. Again, early in the broadcast, they mentioned that the play clocks here on the actual field where everybody can see it they were not operating properly. So the officials have been keeping track of the play clock themselves, which in this modern age of football, I'm sure these guys have not had many reps of a referee keeping time and telling them you need to snap it, go, or whatever.
And they don't have microphones in their helmets.
Yeah. So they've had 1 delay game. The Chiefs is on offense. Now here on special teams, Lobb will still try it. Backs him up 5 more yards. No problem for Cody. The 2-way star for the Chieftains. He puts it up, his 6th successful extra point try. 42-0, the latest, coming on a rushing touchdown from inside the 5 from Paxton Summers. His first rushing touchdown tonight, 6th Chieftain to score. About to put this one away.
Has your furnace left you out in the cold? Pipes plugged? Are you underwater with your water heater? If so, you'll be glad you called Ladd. Ladd Service Company in Tonganoxie has been your heating, cooling, and plumbing specialist since 1986. Ladd is your dealer for top quality brands like York, Aprilaire, and Wolverine Brass. Plus, they maintain and service all other brands. Schedule your appointment by calling 913-369-3509 Visit ladservicecode.com to see why you'll be glad you called Lad.
Live, I'm looking, Denny. You got Maslak with a rushing touchdown, Harder with the receiving touchdown, Martin with the receiving touchdown, Silas McCoy a rushing touchdown. There's 4 scores. Riedel a rushing touchdown. Now Paxton Summers a rushing touchdown. That's 6 different scores for the 6 touchdowns scored tonight for the Chieftains. How about that for spreading the ball around?
That's pretty awesome.
Everybody getting carries here tonight. You love to see it. It's been a great night for the Chieftains. Running clock, you mentioned, is in effect. And real quick, let's take a brief look before everyone starts to sign off of what we got coming up here on Tonganoxie Sports Live. 2 broadcasts next week will be Thursday, October 9th, the last volleyball home match of the regular season against Bonner, and then back at Beatty Field, the 8-mile showdown against the Basler-Linwood Bobcats. We'll stick it with the Bobcats that following week on the pitch for soccer, Tuesday, October 14th. And then senior night for football coming up in a couple of weeks at home against the Eudora Cardinals, which, again, that game from the beginning of the season to now, it's looking a whole lot different. And who knows, maybe it could even come down to a point where if everything goes the way, the Chieftains would need some help, but that could eventually come down to a game where the Chieftains win. That could put them in first place or a tie for first for the Frontier League title. We won't know until we get there. We'll have to wait and see as the Braves will run it out here. So the Braves' upcoming schedule, they are on the road at Ottawa. They've been at home the past 2 weeks, so at Ottawa, and then 2 weeks from now they're at Paola, and they will wrap up the regular season here at home for senior night against Casey Schlegel. So the season will continue for the Braves. 0-5, this loss will drop them down to.
Should be the last play of the game. Oh.
Looking to pass. Chieftains are there to pressure, and Roman Holthouse with the interception. Looking for a return. Holthouse, there's flags coming in as Roman Holthouse takes it inside the 5, but penalty flags fly in. And 0's on the clock. We'll take one look here. Again, a game cannot end on a defensive penalty, but that was just called on the return, and they say that's the ball game, so it is over. Chieftains win it big, 42-0. And it ends with a Roman Holthouse interception to lock up the 6th turnover of the night for the Braves, as they are shut out for the 2nd week in a row. Chieftains win it for the 3rd week in a row, as they will move up to 4-1. We'll be back in the Brothers Market post-game show next here on Tonganoxie Sports Live.
Shop local and save at Brothers Market in Tonganoxie, where we treat you like family. Brothers Market has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy fresh cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need. From apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Brothers Market, open daily. Learn more at shopbrothersmarket.com. First State Bank & Trust is with you wherever you are with complete online banking. Cheering on the Chieftains once again? Why not pay your bills online? Waiting on your kiddos to get out of school? Seems like a good time to make a transfer. Or how about making a deposit from here? Back in the gym for another night? Why not get an e-statement while you cheer on Tongi? And of course, at First State Bank & Trust, you can always bank from right here. Come on in and see us and get your very own Chieftain card. To learn more about all the great ways to bank with First State Bank & Trust, go to firststateks.com.
Charlie was born at LMH. We had a great team of nurses. Not only did they check in on us regularly, they always asked if we had questions, always made sure that we understood what was going on. I cannot say enough wonderful things about the labor and delivery, family birthing, and mother baby care team at LMH Health. We had to put our entire trust into their hands, and just everyone was so friendly and so supportive.
For projects big or small, Southern Star asks you to always call 811 before you dig. It's free, easy, and keeps our community safe. After calling 811, a professional will use paint or flags to mark buried utility lines within a few days. And calling 811 is the law. Hitting underground lines can disrupt utility service and cause serious injury. Safety is in your hands. Every dig, every time.
Shop local and save at
Back here, the Brothers Market post-game show. You can check out their weekly ads and specials in-store or online at shopbrothersmarket.com. Brothers Market, where they treat you like family. And Denny, tonight you and I, we were treated to the third straight win in a row for this Chieftains squad as they win it 42-0. The Braves shut out for the second week in a row scoreless over their last 8 quarters of football. And a large part of it tonight, and we saw it in the final play, that interception for Roman Holthouse, his first of the season, but that was the 6th turnover of the night for the Braves. Chieftain defense doing it once again here tonight.
Yeah, no question about it. And I can't wait to get to the player of the game.
Well, you didn't tell me who you want as your player of the game, so I'll have to.
Oh, you know,
I'll give some quick other thing. I think we have there's a lot of good candidates there. We'll wait and see on that. Let me get some final numbers here. We'll do one more break and then we'll come back. Player of the game, and we will wrap it up here tonight. And Chieftains, they scored 14 points in the first and second quarter, 7 apiece in the third and the fourth. Wrap it up 42-0. Bodie Maslak through the air, 7 of 13, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns, those 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
That was really kind of the one.
Hurts the old QBR.
Does a little bit. And that was kind of the one not so great mark of the game tonight for the Chieftains. For everything that went right, they did have those 3 interceptions. And really, I think I look back, and 2 of them were really ill-advised throws, and that's part of having a sophomore quarterback. This is his 5th full varsity start. He's still going to have those growing pains, no doubt about it. He's been so impressive the first 4 weeks. We almost think when he makes throws like that, it's like, what are you doing? But he's still a young kid out there trying to figure it out, and he'll learn from this. I know he will. Still, get those out of your system tonight before we go down these final next 3 games or so. But, the big thing for me, 6 different scores for the Chieftains tonight, because you had Maslak 2 throwing touchdowns. He had a rushing touchdown, too. Blake Riedel, 9 carries, 55 yards, a touchdown run. Paxton Summers, 8 carries, 25 yards, a touchdown run. Silas McCloy, 7 carries, 45 yards, and a touchdown run. Looking at Kipton Harder, he finishes with 2 receptions, 104 yards, and a touchdown. Brady Martin, 1 reception, 13 yards, and a touchdown. It just goes on and on and on. Jacob Moranz didn't have a touchdown. Probably his most quiet night he has had this season. Just held to 20 yards. Didn't have a reception in that second half. In fact, no, Maslak, the only completion he had in the second half was to the Braves, that interception. That was it. Right. They had the rushing attack going, so they didn't really need it. But Morenz finishes 3 catches, 20 yards. Landon Ruff, 1 reception for 7 yards. Chieftains wrap it up on the night. 3 of 4 on third downs, which was much highly more efficient than what they've been the past few weeks, and 5 penalties. After having 24 the past 2 weeks combined, they finished with 5 penalties tonight, as do
improvement anyway.
Yeah, the Braves finished with 6 penalties. They were, as far as third downs, they were 1 for 7 and 1 for 2 on fourth downs. That was pretty much that. And we will take one break here. We'll come back. Post-game show, we will announce our County Road Brewing player of the game, give some final scoring updates, our final thoughts, another peek ahead at the 3-game stretch coming up here for the Chieftains, and we will sign off for the weekend here on Tonganoxie Sports Live. We'll be back in a moment.
I was just wondering.
Enter query.
Should I use a robot?
Vacuum?
No. Are
robots taking over the world? Yes.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Unlike a robo-advisor, we can put together a personalized plan.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Tex Vandervoort from Tonganoxie today.
Families and business owners have trusted Mutual Savings Association for over 100 years. They offer checking accounts, online banking, personal and business loans, investment planning, insurance and retirement plans, and so much more. Their team specializes in creating a financial plan that is tailor-made to your needs to help you achieve your financial goals. visit one of their 6 nearby locations, including downtown Tonganoxie, or visit their website msa.bank.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
Tonganoxie is the ideal location to start a business. That's why the Tonganoxie Business Association has strived towards a common goal of adding value to businesses and the community since 2015. They assist in providing improved services for customers and visitors, encouraging and enhancing businesses, and preserving historical and cultural assets. Follow them on Instagram for the latest and upcoming event information, and become a member today by visiting their website, tonganoxiebusinessassociation.com. Proud supporters of Chieftain Athletics.
The same look and location of a classic drugstore with the services and supplies of a modern pharmacy. That's what you'll find at the Downtown Drug Store in Tonganoxie. Of course, Downtown Drug is the local choice for your prescriptions and health needs, but did you know they have the best selection of Tonganoxie Pride and Chieftain game day gear in town? And a whole lot more. Cards, gifts, home decor, and even the best way to satisfy that sweet tooth. The Downtown Drug Store. Call 913-369-3800 or visit them online at thedowntowndrugstore.com.
Back here, Brothers Market post-game show. Now, the moment you all have been waiting on is time to announce our County Road Brewing Player of the Game. And, Denny, I will let you have the honors. Who are you giving the Player of the Game honors to?
I mean, there was no question for me tonight. It's the big guy, John Golba. Strip sacks, takeaways, recovered fumbles. He was in the backfield more than the running backs for the Braves.
I think Coach Bond will be better off just going to Sam's Club and buying a pack of Snickers.
Yeah, there you go.
There will be plenty of Snicker bars to go around in that locker for the entire offensive defensive line. But John Golba especially, he had one sack. He had the strip there. Right when the early part of the game, Chieftains punt the ball away. Braves they get a couple of yards on their first couple of plays, and it's like, oh man, this game might be going a different way, and at least to start. And then John Golba had that strip and ran it up the field. It was a shoestring tackle. Almost took it for a touchdown if he would have gotten away from it, but he had more pressures, tackles for losses. I mean, he was a force up there in the middle. That's why John Golba and County Road. He's our County Road Brewing Player of the Game. County Road Brewing congratulates John on being named the Player of the Game. Rooted in the community, brewed for the journey. See what's brewing today at County Road Brewing in Tonganoxie. So we'll go back to the Brothers Market post-game show here. Let's take one more look here. Again, what's coming up down the line here on Tongi Sports Live. We mentioned volleyball next Thursday against the Braves. 2 more broadcasts against the Bobcats. 1 next Friday in football, and then that following Tuesday in soccer. Week after that, the 17th, home football game, senior night against the Eudora Cardinals. And then to wrap up the regular season, the Chieftains go on the road at Ottawa. So looking back, I think everybody knew that final week game against Ottawa was going to be a tough game.
Yep.
I don't think a lot of people were putting a whole lot of stock into the Eudora game. It was going to be a competitive game, but I think people probably thought Chieftains should win that by 10, 14 points, 2-score win.
Yeah.
It's not looking like that so much right now. Not saying the Chieftains can't win. That's not what I'm saying at all. But you better put some respect on the Eudora Cardinals. As last time I checked, they were starting to pull away, and they won tonight against Lewisburg. As we'll pull up the scores here in a little bit. But, this stretch, the next 3 weeks, Basel Linwood, Eudora both at home, on the road at Ottawa.
That's a tough stretch.
That's a gauntlet
there
towards the end. And I don't know what you want before you go into the playoffs. I guess you want to be tested like that before going into the playoffs.
They will be.
On Halloween. That's the Week 9 playoffs will be October 31st this week on the Halloween night. But Chieftains, they're going to be tested there in that final stretch of games. Let's take one more look and try to give some scoring updates for action that was happening all around the area. I want to look particularly within the Frontier League. So let me go ahead. We'll pull this graphic up here right now. And again, the one I wanted to look at was a Eudora-Lewisburg game. Eudora, they were up 14-0 started the third quarter. They finally pulled away 35-7. I had it about right. I said 35-0, I think, was what I thought it would be. 35-7. Cardinals with the win there. Spring Hill beats the brakes off of Ottawa 36-7. What do you think that mindset is there with the Cyclones right now? With Hayden Hull and Aiden McCullough and that star-loaded senior class and everybody handing them their flowers in the preseason rankings. And they started off the season good, and now they've laid eggs in back-to-back weeks against the Cardinals and the Broncos. And
not just losing by a slight margin. They're getting beat.
No, they are getting beat, yeah, for sure. So that is definitely it'll be interesting when we get to Ottawa in the final week. There's still some time between now and then, but still just impressive showing. The Cardinals continue their great play. They set up top, sole possession of first place in the Frontier League. Outside of that, we have Paola and Pittsburgh. Panthers got the win there, 33-14. They bounced back. Obviously, Chieftains get the win here, 42-0. And Baldwin and Silver Lake, it looks like the Eagles were able to win that by a couple of scores late in that game as well. Again, one more final look at the Wizard of Paws League matchups here. And Denny, they're about to turn the power on us here, so we need to start getting out of here. But just final thoughts and takeaways. Winning streak is now up to 3 following that Week 2 35-0 loss against Spring Hill. 8 Mile Showdown coming up next. There's going to be a lot of talk, a lot of chatter up in this next following week. Be sure to leave your green in the closet now.
Absolutely.
All that green and gold, leave it in there. But looking ahead to that matchup, what are you expecting next week, and your thoughts from tonight?
Well, I think it could be a really good game. But I tell you what, the Basehor Linwood Bobcats have a quarterback named Carson Dixon, who's my first cousin's grandson. And let me tell you, buddy, he's the real deal.
He is.
He is going to test Tonganoxie's pass defense next week.
Eagerly, you're looking at this defense. They've been able to take away now 10 turnovers in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Going into that matchup with Carson Dixon and Nash Morrison, all these different pieces for Basehor Linwood. And they're studs. I mean, they've earned it. They've been the front runners in the UKC. Tonga continues to hang around. They're right there. It's continuing to just be about a step behind Eudora. Still, this is still anybody's game in the Frontier League.
Well,
no doubt.
and the Chieftains have them at Beatty Field, which is always a plus. But, I could think it could be really competitive, but they're going to be up against it next week.
No doubt about it. We are looking forward to that matchup. Again, pregame coverage will start at 6:30 there. Third edition of the 8 Mile Showdown on Tonganoxie Sports Live. But we will see you in 6 days in the gymnasium. Volleyball senior night home against Bonner Springs. We will have that for you. All the ceremonies and everything, the recognitions, we'll air that live for you here on Tonganoxie Sports Live. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Thank you all for watching here on your Friday night. Chieftains win it 42-0, third straight win here in 2025. Alongside Dennis Drennan and the rest of our entire outstanding crew at Varsity Sports Live, I'm Dylan Funk signing off, saying so long, and we'll see you next time here on your home of the Chieftains, Tonganoxie Sports Live. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week.
From the gridiron to the hardcourt, the pitch to the mat, don't miss any of the action. We're there with live, local sports coverage at varsitysportslive.com.